Good afternoon.
All right, welcome to the 50-second crew.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 52nd San Diego Crew Classic.
Hello, and this is Sam Stitt, and I'm with Tara.
Hi.
Hi, and just going over real quick. That was your national anthem with Lieutenant General Bobbie Shea. She was in the launch for that one with the American flag.
She's a Marshal for the event. She's an honored attendee this year. Really special to have the Marine Corps, such a big sponsor here at the Crew Classic. And that was a show of support with the Marshal boat coming down.
Yeah, quite a little list of accomplishments here. So, looks like we have the first race pulling into the stake boats. This year, we're just kind of getting right into the events here.
Yeah, this afternoon, Sam and I will be with you for events 1 through 19. You can follow along on crewclassic.org. Also, this is if you're hearing us, you're either here at the venue or you are watching us on YouTube. So welcome and thanks for being here.
Yep. As we said, event 1, the Mixed Masters Club 8.
This is the first heat.
Yeah, looks like course record held by San Diego Rowing Club back in 2023. It looks like the time 6:55.9.
On their home's course, yeah. Or do they row here on this Mission Bay?
Yep. This
Awesome.
is East Bay. We're located on West Bay, so.
Nice. Can we see the boat club from here?
No, it's back behind us.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certainly seeing a lot of San Diego folks, a lot of San Diego jackets here, so it must be fun to be here on your home course.
Yeah. All right, so looking at this event, it looks like we have all 6 lanes filled out. Looks like in lane 1, Club Nautico de San Juan. Lane 2, Marin Rowing Association. Lane 3, Long Beach Rowing Association. Lane 4, Olden Bears Rowing Club. Lane 5, San Diego Rowing Club. Whoop, whoop. Lane 6, Los Gatos Rowing Club.
Nice. And everyone from this except Club Nautico is California.
Yeah. Maybe
Base.
this looks like it's a bunch of rivalries, but so it looks like we also have a few handicaps here. It looks like a little bit of age gap between the boats, but looks like we also have a few handicaps in this heat. So,
well, the age range for this event, San Diego average age of their boat 42 all the way to 61 for Long Beach.
Yeah. It's quite a spread.
Yeah, and these events like this, they are handicapped so that we can get the fastest finals.
Yeah. So, but definitely looking like they're lining the crews up. You can see that they have the flags. The flag is not up yet, but as crews are still pulling into the gates, looks like, they're just trying to keep their point a little bit of crosswind there at the
Yeah, you
starting
can
line.
see it. Yeah.
And as you can tell, that's the SeaWorld Marina right behind them. That's the starting line tower, basically boat right behind them. That big kind of houseboat. Yep. And there's the rest of the marina. You can see pretty big.
Yeah, so at this point, we're on day 1 of the Classic, and we've got everybody in position. This is the first race of a great weekend. What do they say? The spring season starts here. Racing season starts here. So we've got referees, we've got volunteers, we've got our marshals, and it's going to be a good race. This one is supposed to kick off in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, actually, Terry, you were just telling me about how cold it is in the northwest, right?
Right, that's where I'm from, Vashon Island, Washington. Yeah.
Sorry to hear it. I was living here in San
Sorry
Diego.
to hear.
Yeah, it's living here in San Diego. We have we have very low tolerance for cold weather.
You have an abundance of goodness here. I don't know. I like coming down here for the Classic just to get out of
It's a good little break. I
get some
remember
vitamin D.
living on the East Coast. Definitely looked forward to coming to this regatta just to warm up a little bit.
I heard this morning from Bobbie, the director of the regatta, that they've got a team coming from Delaware. They've got Saugatuck this weekend. People making the trek to come all the way out to the West Coast.
Yeah.
It is the biggest event on the West Coast. We have Head of the Lake and Windermere Cup up in Seattle, but this don't even compare in terms of size.
Bring your pogies, right?
Oh my God. Head of the Lake, frostbite included.
Yeah, right.
Hypothermia guaranteed.
Finish with all your fingers and toes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that looks like San Diego Rowing Club that was just there pictured. Yeah, we have the red and white blades. You can also distinguish us. It looks like Los Gatos has the blue and white kind of angled blades. Olden Bears, they have a big yellow bear on there. Long Beach looks like they have a red, white, and blue kind of oar. Marin Rowing Club looks like it's mostly red with a white triangle. And then Club Nautico, I don't think we have a picture of their oar. I'm trying to see what they have on theirs. It might just be
Yes.
all white.
It says they might have borrowed their oars when they came here too. They might
Yeah.
have borrowed some. But if you're new to the sport and you're here spectating or watching online, that's a good way to keep track of your crew. There's going to be a lot of different camera angles. There's going to be drones on our broadcast this morning. So right now the crews are just getting lined up, pointing their boats down the course properly.
And also, what makes this event very interesting, so this is a mixed Masters 8. So this is for men, for women. Most of the events are either men's or women's rowing. So for this, we have basically a mix, which is pretty interesting. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm especially excited about the next heat. There's a crew from Seattle coming, and 3 of the people in the 8 took learn to row from me 10 years ago, which I'm so excited they're still in the sport.
Is that a good thing or bad?
It's amazing. They were strong and amazing then, and they're awesome now.
Yeah,
So
it's good to always stick with the sport.
yeah.
All right, so you just saw the again the lanes, kind of the lineups here. It looks like everybody's starting to sit ready. Yeah, soon they're
Last drinks of water there.
You're gonna start polling the crews here, making sure they keep their points. Yeah, you see it, Los Gatos right there with the white and blue striped oar.
And so if you're watching from shore here live in San Diego, closest to us is lane 1 and furthest from us is lane 8. Today there's just 6 boats in this race.
All right.
It's like they're coming into alignment.
Yeah, we just saw one of those new drone shots again. All right. Yeah, everybody getting ready.
You can see the flags, just a little bit of a breeze there.
Not too bad.
Not too bad though. All right, tighten the ponytail, sit ready. Look at her. She's like,
Yeah,
lock it in.
Saw the fist bumps. Everybody
Oh, I love that.
psyched up.
We used to do the daisy chain up and down the boat. Is that Olden Bears?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yep, that's Cal.
We have a little bit of a freeze here.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
All right, look.
I guess they're just pulling them early, 8's getting to the line.
Here they go.
Yeah.
So this is the Mixed Masters 8. This is race number 1, heat 1 of the 2023 Classic. This is kind of a tenuous time. You're the first event of the whole thing, and they look a little relaxed, but they're thinking about nice poppy start, nice clean.
Oh, it's tense. And nobody wants to start behind in a race like this. You see how all the boats are sitting side by side. Everybody's waiting. Yeah, it's just real quiet up there.
Yeah, I remember this feeling, and you're looking up and the tram from SeaWorld's going by, and people are waving at you.
Yeah, you can hear the seals in the background. Yeah, no, you can see some crews are sitting ready. Some crews are still on the feather, just kind of relaxed.
Some are sculling into place.
Yeah. You just want to make sure when you're sitting like this, you don't get too stiff because it's going to be followed by a lot of movement. It's kind of nice to see the different boats represented too, the different colors.
There they are.
Straight across.
This is SDRC right here, San Diego.
Come on, guys, get ready.
Yeah, they don't look ready.
They know what to expect. They're letting everybody else get.
They're like, this is not their first rodeo.
Yeah.
Are all their boats red in their boathouse?
Oh yeah. So that's our team color. Yeah. So when we get boats, all right.
That looks like alignment.
Here we go. Yeah. When you see SDRC start getting ready, that's when you should.
There they go.
All right. Here we go. Now, a couple short strokes just to get the boat moving. Again, you're pulling a boat. You see the coxswains are in the back there. It's a lot of equipment to get up and moving. So you're trying to take some high strokes here, trying to get the rate up and get the momentum going.
So again, we'll do our lane assignments. Lane 1, Club Nautico de San Juan. Lane 2, Marin Rowing Association. Lane 3, Long Beach Rowing Association. Lane 4, Olden Bears. Lane 5, San Diego Rowing Club, and Lane 6, Los Gatos.
Yeah, you can see all the way up in lane 1, Los Gatos kind of taking a move early, pulling out a little bit. Sorry,
Backwards.
Club Nautico de San Juan making their move up there. As you can see in lane 3, this is SDRC. They're basically in second place. Between them, you have the Olden Bears, looks like right on the other side. Yeah, this is SDRC again, trying to keep the rate up a little bit. Yep, looks like a little bit of water,
little
but
struggle there with the water, getting their blade off the water.
yeah, but hey,
Everybody's got the same conditions. That's what's the coolest part about these races is that you're not on your own. Like it's windy for everybody. So
there you go. There's the overview shot. So again,
that's lane 3 is in second place right now. Club Nautico taking a pretty handsome lead for now. It's a pretty unpredictable sport, so you never can say with any certainty that it's going to be anything until you get right down here to the finish line. So Sam and I are sitting here looking at the finish line here on Mission Bay.
Yep.
Got lots of people with binoculars in front of us, timers.
Yeah, everybody waiting for the finish. All right, here we go. We're back into it here. So again, you kind of see the thick of it. You see SDRC, Olden Bears, Los Gatos, all kind of tied up a little bit there.
Is everybody still in their lanes?
Yep, and on the far side, Marin
Awesome.
rowing.
Here comes Lieutenant General Bobbie Shea waving to the crowd here on the beach. That's our honored Marshal today from the Marine Corps, a big sponsor of this event.
Flag. All right, here we go. Olden Bears. Nice shot from behind there. You can see the finish line. You can kind of see where all the tents are. Everybody standing there on the beach watching the races.
I would think it's tempting to look out of the boat no matter what boat race you're racing, but I think some clubs are a little more strict about that.
Yeah.
You do see that quite a bit in Masters, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, when we get these overview shots, yeah, looking across. You can see how close that racing you get for some of these crews back there. Again, out there in front, Club Nautico de San Juan. Looks like they got a nice kind of cross tail coming through there.
They're at about a 32 right now, strokes per minute.
Yeah, nice blade work. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're having to build the rate up too much. Yeah, make sure that their coxswain's steering right through those buoys. So you see how the buoy markers, every 500, the buoy markers, there's a nice big red flag and a buoy line that goes across. So want to make sure that your coxswain's paying attention. If your oars hit one of those, yeah, could be in a little bit of trouble. There you go. Here we go from that drone shot again coming in from the air. Get a nice angle on what we're looking at here.
Again, if you're just joining us, I'm Tara Morgan and this is Sam Stitt, and we are watching the first event of the 52nd San Diego Crew Classic. This is the Mixed Masters Club 8 Heat number 1. We're watching Club Nautico maintain its lead.
Yep. And second, we have looks like Long Beach. Is that what that is? Sorry.
Did they switch lanes?
I'm trying to see.
I think they switched lanes
Yeah,
because
they
they were
might
in
have.
lane 1. So, a lot of things can happen out on the race course, especially when there's a crosswind involved. If this is your first time in San Diego, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of adrenaline.
No, and that goes back to what I was talking to.
Yeah.
There's buoys every 500, but again, some coxswains may venture off a little bit. Looks like they have enough separation to where that's okay. We're trying to look at bow numbers here with the sun in the wrong direction. So, but again, kind of in the back here, it looks like
a good battle happening here with this yellow boat. There, yeah.
Yeah. That might be Los Gatos right there. And then SDRC was in there somewhere. That looks like
I can't see it.
It's not Marin, is it?
No, Marin's not in this event. I think this is lane 4 here. Olden Bears in the yellow boat.
Okay.
Which would make this Long Beach right here.
All right. So it looks like Long Beach, Olden Bears, and
So they're just making a move here in Long Beach. They just went up, took their rate up just a touch. So typically this race can take anywhere from 6.5 to 8 minutes
Yeah.
ish, depending on the conditions.
Yeah. No, when we watch it from this angle, it definitely looks like they're traveling a little bit quicker than they are, but this is definitely a tough race. 2,000 meters is a long race. Yeah, this time of the season.
So we're seeing 4 boats on the screen. There are 6 boats. Oh, 5 boats on the screen. There are 6 boats in this event, so we'll track them down. There they are. There's Club Nautico taking a strong command. We see them coming into view here at the beach, at the finish line. Club Nautico de San Juan is a masters club. Is hosted in San Juan, Puerto Rico, San Juan Bay. They row on the San Antonio Channel. One of this classic's major advocates, Susan Francia, is in this boat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Seat number 6.
Okay. Huh? Here they come past the island. Yep, you can see them coming into view. Again, seeing the spectators on the shoreline. You can hear some of them cheering them on. Again, this is still a race. Yeah, some of these boats back here. So being a heat, yeah, it's not over.
That's a commanding finish. First for Club Nautico de San Juan in the Mixed Masters Club 8. This is heat number 1.
All right. Looks like we have Long Beach Rowing Association coming in here. Long Beach Rowing Association.
Isn't that
Long Beach Rowing Association.
Yes, with the red, white, and blue blades.
Yeah, and then looks like it's Los Gatos and Olden Bears.
They're battling it out for third.
These two.
All right, and coming in, that looks like Marin. Marin getting 4th place here.
If you want them.
All right. As you can see from our screen, that's the finish line.
And then she just says, "Oh, I was actually on an airplane to Maine. I thought you knew that. That's why I had you invite Bobbie." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I spent the whole coffee chat being like, "Where's Rachel?" That's all right. Bobbie did great. Wait. Why are you playing? Are you racing this weekend? On
3
Sunday?
times.
On Sunday?
Tonight.
What is that?
Yeah,
That's my voice. It's
Alumni
audio
tonight.
from earlier.
Masters B Sunday, and then the.
Do you hear me?
Oh. All right. That was race number 1, heat number 1. Again, you can see the times online. Club Nautico getting 1st place, 2nd place Long Beach, 3rd place Los Gatos.
So you can see all the results from this weekend's events on crewclassic.org. We're working with Crew Timer this weekend for timing. Heat number 2 is lining up at the start line of the Mixed Masters Club 8.
Yeah, all right. So to go through this, as you see on your screen, in lane 1, we have San Diego Rowing Club. Lane 2, we have Marin Rowing Association. Lane 3, we have Los Gatos. Lane 4, Mount Baker. Lane 5, Community Rowing. And Lane 6, Olden Bears. And as you can see, San Diego on your screen, off to a nice commanding start here. All right, ladies. Yep, looks like they're coming out of their starting sequence, getting a little bit of run. Everybody trying to head forward. Yeah, following stroke seat here. Again, setting out a nice solid rhythm.
What is that? There's women.
Yeah. All right, as we go from our drone shot, kind of shot overhead,
an all women's collegiate looking boat. Why are they?
They're practicing.
No, they're not.
All right, we're watching event number 2, the Mixed Masters Club 8. This is heat number 2. It's not a Mixed Masters 8. This is a real.
They're not racing. They're definitely not racing. Is your mic on?
Do you smell weed?
Yeah.
This is not happening.
That's not a mixed master. All right. Coming to you here. We're just catching up on this race. Looks like we're crossing, might be the 1,000. Yeah, coming into the last 750 here. We're trying to see, again, this is heat 2 of the Mixed Masters 8. So with those oars, that might be Marin rowing on the right side of your screen. Again, we're trying to look at these. Maybe it's Mount Baker. Sorry, that looks like that's.
Yeah, lane 4. That looks like Mount Baker. I can see
Yeah.
their bow number there.
All right. Again, we're trying to catch up on our screen here.
It's funny, I actually worked with this crew for about a decade in Seattle and actually recognized those rowing styles. You know, every club has its own unique style, so you can see it.
Yeah, that's the great thing about rowing is there's no one right way and wrong way about rowing. All right, Alden Bears here. Looks like a nice solid rhythm.
Lane 6.
Lane 6, yeah, so that's
Yes.
Alden Bears. All right. And again, these are mixed eights, so there's 4 women, 4 men. Looks like they have it separated, 4 women in bow, 4 men in stern. So it's kind of separating the boat into 2 fours, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tactic that can work depending on height, you know, and power application. Sometimes it's good to have a second stroke in the bow 4.
Certainly. And sometimes in throw together crews, it's just a quick way to decide who sits where.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks like great rowing here. It looks like they've definitely hit their rhythm and nothing's going to convince them to change it. So
if you're new to the Classic, this has traditionally been an 8s only event and then adding the quad event in the last few years. So you'll see these big boats coming down.
yeah. Yeah, no, and we're certainly excited, definitely, and seeing a lot more high school crews too has definitely been a great addition.
So it'll be a two boat race, but its race is 2 and 3.
What? It says there 2 and 3.
Yeah. Just to confirm.
But that's.
All right, we're seeing them come into view of here the finish line. This is
Yep.
the heat number 2 of the Mixed Masters Club 8.
Yeah, as you can see, the tents behind them, that's kind of where we're sitting. You're seeing the San Diego Crew Classic tent right there, and then we're right behind that. As the Alden Bears come by, cruising to a nice win here. Nice solid rhythm. Open water. Yeah, we have a little bit, about half a boat length here. It looks like community rowing sitting about a length or 2 up here. Could be Marin, it looks like right behind them, it looks like Los Gatos. Los Gatos, yeah, now down a length, getting third place. Then out in the far lane. That looks like community rowing out there in the far lane. Community rowing now coming in.
All the way from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, nice warm climate for them. So again, we have community rowing coming across the line, fourth place.
And lane 4, Mount Baker crew approaching the finish line.
Yep, definitely building the rate, trying to gain a little bit of speed, a little bit of time here at the end. Nice strong finish. Yeah, Mount Baker, yeah, from Lake Washington. Nice. All right. And again, that was Heat 2 of the Mixed Masters 8. So that concludes that event, event number 1. So now we're going to go on to the Mixed Masters Intermediate Club 8 and the Club Novice 8. I think they're combining event 2 and 3 here.
Yeah, this is a Club Novice 8 final Mixed Masters Intermediate. This is going to be Bear Island in lane 2 and Los Angeles Rowing Club in lane 1. And then she just says, "Oh, I was actually on an airplane to Maine. I thought you knew that. That's why I had you invite Bobbie."
You're
I'm like,
playing
"Oh
my
my God." And
audio.
I spent the whole coffee chat being like, "Where's Rachel?"
You're playing
That's
my
right.
audio from
Bobbie did
earlier.
great.
I'm like screaming about
Are you racing this weekend? On
3
Sunday?
times.
On Sunday?
Tonight. Yeah. Alumni tonight.
That's not us.
Masters B Sunday,
PA,
and
that's
then
not
the sprints, the 500s.
You hear it?
The sprints.
It's me
Gotcha.
talking about my
It's the
book
recording.
this
You guys are
What's
playing the
that?
recordings from earlier.
Oh, the Club Nautica
No.
boat. Yeah.
Are you coxing for Club Nautica this weekend?
Like we're about to be fishing on US rowing in like 30 seconds.
Hey, we gotta get the audio guy in here.
We're about to be filming.
Not me.
Higher venue, hear our conversation about US rowing.
All right. Again, this is event 2 and event 3, the Mixed Masters Intermediate Club 8 and the Club Novice 8. They're combining the 2 events. Again, each event had 1 boat in it, so looks like pull up the statistics here.
So, what exactly do you think an intermediate 8 is?
So the Intermediate Masters 8 is for rowers who are past their novice season, but still within their first 5 years of rowing. So
Perfect.
yeah, they're still gaining experience and knowledge
Sure.
of the sport. So
Very cool.
looks like we're taking off here.
It's a great way to expand the sport and get folks excited about it and see people like them at regattas and maybe inspire someone to try rowing.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is interesting because like the mixed masters and then the men mixed masters novice. So the novice categories is for rowers in their first season. Again, Bear Island. Um, I don't know if they've been no, so this would be their first race.
Yeah, and the Los Angeles Rowing Club, representing the intermediate masters category, has the course record in this event set last year. And it was introduced last year. So they were the first, and it looks like they've really embraced this event and brought back another lineup.
Yeah, yeah. And you can see him at the starting line here. If you're looking at our Jumbotron or online, you can see those boats lining up. Nice little shot down course. Yeah. And
They
again,
look ready.
yeah, I was gonna say trying to stay cool, calm, and relaxed as usual, but you
Yeah.
know, that could either work to your advantage or mean that your crew's not nervous enough.
So the Bear Island Club is a California club rowing out of Redwood City in the Bay Area, and Los Angeles rows in Marina del Rey, California.
Yeah, it's very pretty area.
Is that where the Olympics are going to be?
Yeah, so they're gonna be in the stadium.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep, shortening the course to 1,500 meters, unfortunately, but
I know,
yeah.
I
Well,
thought maybe we would see that here this weekend,
yeah.
shortened course, but
Nice try.
nice try.
Nice try. All right, so yeah, lane 1, lane 2 looks like both boats are lined up. We have a little bit of freeze here on our screen.
I bet it's a thrill for some of these athletes. You know, this might be their second, third race ever in their lives, or great way to kick off the season.
Yeah, yeah. Well, both of these crews being from out here, so Obviously, being able to row year round is kind of an advantage.
Yeah,
You know,
for
some of
sure.
these, some of these athletes I've met today have basically just been erging all winter and, haven't been getting on the water as much as they'd hoped. So it'll be interesting to see how they do.
Well, I know in the Pacific Northwest, we start going on the water. If we're going to go to San Diego, we start in February as soon as possible
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
after winter conditioning.
I bet it's super comfortable too. Don't forget your pogies, right?
Yeah, I've never used pogies in my life,
Really?
never,
Okay. Okay. I get that.
or a seat pad.
Oh, well, now you're not living.
Right.
Yeah. All right, there's another shot down the course. You can see a little bit of a wind moving from west to east. Just those crews. So in this kind of event, you have basically bow seat trying to keep the bow around, facing into the wind a little bit.
They look very relaxed. These
Yeah.
are having fun. It's a sunny day.
Yeah, maybe expectations aren't as high, everybody's having fun.
Right.
It is a nice day out here. Sun's out. Like I said, some of these people look like they haven't seen the sun in a while, so all right. Yeah, bow seat, trying to keep the boat turned.
And one advantage of having boats come from California or from the West Coast is they get to use shells that they're familiar with. They don't have to borrow one or rent one.
That's true.
I'm really impressed that CRI from Boston has a CRI shell, has their blades, has the whole getup
They
done.
also have a lot of entries. I know that their program is pretty robust, so it's good. I mean, again, it's good to see them out here, but yes, bringing their own shells is a pretty hefty undertaking. So
I remember at some point someone told me that they have 3,000 members at that club.
I wouldn't surprise me
Yeah.
one bit. I remember racing. I'm from Virginia, and racing over the summers, we'd always see them in all of our events. Doubles, quads, singles. So
Well, it's only right too because we trailer all the way over there
yeah,
for the Charles. Like, come on.
yeah, yeah. No, like I said, it's just an undertaking. But no,
Hmm.
glad to see him here. Glad to see all the other programs from the East Coast. All right, here we go. Still sculling the points around. Looks like both boats are lined up. We've got that nice drone shot from overhead. Again, nobody really kind of poised yet for the start. We have our officiating crews moving around the both boats. So the reason why they creep in that slow is try not to create a wake. When you do your start, the boat can be very unset because you're kind of sitting at the start position, which is kind of unsettling. So you see those officiating boats trying to take it real slow and get in there, even though it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, that catch position as a starting position from a dead stop can be really vulnerable.
Yeah. No, and it's a big boat too. There's a lot of people in there. It's moving around a little bit. You can kind of see how everybody's oars are kind of bobbing up and down in synchronization. So if one person moves around, a lot of people move around. But here we go. Everybody looks like everybody's kind of sitting ready, getting ready to go
There
here.
they go.
Looks like
And we're off.
pretty quick start here. So
So
looks like
this
it might take a few strokes to kind of get back together here. But yeah, it looks like again both crews are getting up to speed here.
there's a lot of enthusiasm in this boat, I can tell. There's a lot of enthusiasm. So we're watching the Mixed Masters Intermediate Club 8 and Club 8 Novice final only. This is events 2 and 3 combined. In the lane furthest from us is Bear Island Aquatic Center from the Bay Area in California, and in lane 1 is Los Angeles. I guess since we're in California, I don't have to say in California.
Yeah, it's just assumed. So again, in Bear Island, looks like they are the Mixed Masters novice boat. So this is their first race. The crew in lane 2 looks like this will be their first time doing the crew classic, doing a start here. So you can see on your jumbotron, they're having a little bit of tough time getting their blades out of the water, but still with overlap with that first boat from Los Angeles Rowing Club.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest things for novices to learn, I taught Learn to Row for 12 years in Seattle, and I think one of the hardest things to learn is send. Really to appreciate, put the power on the blade, lean back, and actually feel safe enough, trust the process enough to let the boat do what it's designed to do, which is to, fly through the water.
Certainly, certainly, and there's no better teacher than a 2,000-meter race. So
For
can't
sure.
can't
You
wait
got
to
lots
see.
of time to think
Well, I
about
was
it.
going to say can't wait to see how this race is going to end here. So
Okay.
I'm sure we can spend more time. We should like to do just for a few minutes.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure.
but we don't 3 microphones. We don't have 3 headsets.
You can have mine.
Sure. It's too pain, you guys mind.
So, that's fine.
It's gonna be this is a Well, we're enjoying the second and third events of the morning here on the first day of the 52nd San Diego Crew Classic. It's a beautiful day here on Mission Bay.
Yep. And as we get our visual back, again, Bear Island looks like they are in lane 2 and Los Angeles Rowing Club in lane 1. Los Angeles Rowing Club with a little bit more experience here. You can see that they're trying to make their push, but both boats still close together. Bear Island definitely putting up a fight here. Like I said, 2,000. Like I said earlier, 2,000 meters is a long time, so cannot wait to see how this race ends.
Yeah, it looks like they're in contact with each other. I can't tell from this
From
angle.
this angle, yeah, no, for sure.
That's impressive. So Los Angeles Rowing Club has the course record. It's an event that was new as of last year. So let's see how they do today. Keep their title.
Yeah.
Are we doing 3 or?
All right. Well, here we go from our overall view. There is a little bit of open water here. It looks like both crews are kind of rating about the same. Maybe Bear Island struggling just a little bit to be a little bit lower than Los Angeles Rowing Club. But again, kind of looking nice and smooth coming into the second half of this race.
Yeah, they're just 2 points apart at this point. I think they're trying to, LA is trying to hold fast at 30.
Yeah.
And these guys are taking it up a little bit at 32 as we reach the opening.
Yeah.
The
I can see
famous
that.
opening there.
Yeah. And bringing the rate up a little bit. You're seeing they're starting to get a rhythm. Again, as the race goes on, just trying to maintain that good rowing. But yeah, here we go. Los Angeles Rowing Club.
Is that halfway? So one of the things I love about the 2K is the recommit at the halfway. So I imagine when they talk to their coxswain about what's going to motivate them.
Yeah.
You know, some rowers really love to know where they are on the course, and I'm the type of rower that's like, just tell me when we're halfway. I don't need to know a countdown, but just tell me when we're halfway because I sit up, I recommit, and this is something that coxswains can be really special for a new rower.
Yeah, over that long distance, obviously knowing where halfway is a huge advantage. So.
Right.
Yeah, I know some coxswains I've had don't say anything. I talk about guys from the Dartmouth race course. They don't have meter markers where you can see them. It's just trees on either side. So
Yeah.
you have no idea where you are down that course. It can be a real, kind of play mind games in the middle of a race, not knowing what's going on. So
Yeah.
but yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Coming in, you guys can start seeing the beach here at Crown Point. In the background, you're going to start seeing all the tents at the finish line. Again, that looks like Los Angeles Rowing Club with a little bit more experience and a lot of open water here over Bear Island in lane 2. Bear Island, hopefully we'll see them come into the screen here soon. But yeah, again, Los Angeles Rowing Club, as Tara said earlier, was rowing at like a 32. Looked pretty solid.
Yeah, this is no small feat, to take the chance and come out here and do this big race and be around all these really pro rowers. And so kudos to these clubs for bringing these novices and intermediates up
into this kind of an event. So we're going to see Los Angeles coming into view here at the finish line.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's when I try to think about my first race, I wish my first race was the San Diego Crew Classic. I wish this was all those mistakes that we made when we were kids and stuff like that. I wish it was here
Yeah.
and not on the freezing waters of the Potomac River in Washington, D.C.
No.
Would have been much better. But
Yeah, my learning water was the Oak Ridge, Tennessee
ooh, not a bad
course.
place.
Yeah,
there you go.
learned, born and raised, learned to row when I was 13.
Yeah. Well, there it would have been a little bit easier than
Muggy
yeah, that's true.
and somewhat toxic.
All right, so here we go. Coming into the finish line again in lane 1, Los Angeles Rowing Club. We can check their rating again here.
I have to say though, the lagging boat lane 2, they have been very consistent.
Yeah. No, and again, if their first race sitting up 2,000 meters is no short feat, so here they come across the line.
This is the Mixed Masters Intermediate Club 8 and Club Novice 8 final.
All right, crossing the line right now again, Los Angeles Rowing Club. And yep, in lane 2, Bear Island Aquatic Center.
Good effort, everyone.
All right.
All right. Next up on the course is the Women's Masters D8, which is the 50 to 54 age group. This is the final race number 5.
Yeah. So in this one, there you have the results of the Los Angeles and the Biac race earlier. But for this one, we have in lane 1, we have Toronto Sculling Club. Lane 2, we have Marin Rowing Association. Lane 3, we have Los Angeles Rowing. And lane 4, we have Long Beach Rowing Association.
I have never seen an entry from the Toronto Sculling Club. Have you? Especially in a sweep event.
No, I don't think I have either.
Hmm.
That's interesting. Got a little bit of way to go.
Talk about coming for some better weather.
Yeah.
Right. The Arctic
I know.
of Toronto.
I'm sitting here freezing, and they're probably like out in the sun somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. See him coming into the line there.
All right, clarifying. We are now seeing the Men's Masters D8. This is the Founders Trophy, 50 to 54 age range for our Masters. And this is a final. This is event number 5. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Just, I don't. Scheduled for this time slot past 3 minutes.
All right. Looks like we have another one of those drone shots. We're trying to check the crew real quick. Looks like we have Long Beach was just in the shot. Looks like this. We have San Diego Rowing Club.
And lining up at the start line
All right, we're trying to catch back up here with the footage. Again, looks like we have, yep, this is still the women's Masters D 50 to 54 final. Lane one, it looks like this must be Toronto Sculling Club. We're just going off the lane again. We don't know if they switched. We can't see the lane marker or sorry, their bow number. But again, Toronto Sculling Club in lane one, Marin Rowing Association, lane two, Los Angeles Rowing Club, lane three, and Long Beach Rowing Association, lane four. And this just being a straight final, there are no handicaps in this race. It's basically as they finish.
Yeah, this is actually my racing category, and this is just over the years has become one of the most competitive in the Masters because
Certainly.
a lot of these are women who either rode in college or came to the sport in their 40s and have just really gotten passionate about the sport and now are just a little older, a little more mature, and just kicking ass, kicking butt.
Yeah, no, in that age group for sure, still showing up and practicing is tough. All right, again, so here we go. As you can see on your screen, I think that's Marin Rowing Club in lane two. Again, Toronto out in front. Looks like they should be crossing over into the second half of the race as they're coming up to the finish line. Basically, you can see those finish line tents. We're going to get a shot here from our drone. Again, that's lane one, Toronto Sculling Club, as they come by our operations dock. Coming out of here. All right, there you go. There's the finish line with everybody on the beach behind you. Again, that's Toronto Sculling crossing the line. We have in second place, looks like Marin Rowing Association. Again, just going.
Yes, lane two, Marin in second place.
All right, and then looks like we have, looks like a Los Angeles Rowing Club. Try to look at the oars here. Actually, that looks like a Long Beach Rowing Association coming up in third place.
This is lane four.
Yeah, Long Beach Rowing Association. Again, the women's Masters D 50 to 54 final.
Yeah, final only on this one.
So Long Beach Rowing Association crossing the line, third place. And then finishing up here, we have Los Angeles Rowing Club. Los Angeles Rowing Club in lane three.
And finishing with full effort coming into the start line.
Yep, crossing the finish line here. Sitting up.
Los Angeles Rowing Club.
All right. Now we're going to move on to the next event, which is the Men's Masters D, the Founders Trophy. That means the 50 to 54. Again, this race, just like the last one, there's no handicap. On lane 1, we have Ex Nemo Rowing Club. Lane 2, we have Potomac Boat Club. Lane 3, we have Evergreen Boat Club. Lane 4, Marin Rowing Association. And lane 5, North Dakota Indoor Rowing Team.
And 4 of the 5 in this event are from the East Coast. They must be loving this sunshine.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's actually interesting because San Diego Rowing Club does have a lot of the course records for these events.
Here's the course record list. What's this called? The Founders Trophy?
Yep. So it looks like Cal has the course record for this, and Ex Nemo has won this the past couple of years.
Ex Nemo, if you're not familiar with that club, that is Harvard alumni.
Yeah, it looks like a very strong event. You can see from this bird's eye view, it looks like lane 4. It looks like Marin Rowing Association is taking the early lead.
So Marin, if you're not familiar with that club, rose out of Green Bay, California. This is in the Bay Area, north of the Bay Area.
Yeah,
There's a youth and a masters club.
that's a very good lead that they have there. Kind of a bold move there in the beginning of the race. Again, 2,000 meters, even though we were talking about the novice races earlier, 2,000 meters can still be a long race, especially if you're pushing yourself. But Marin making a habit of making this move here and opening up a little bit of water, especially Ex Nemo in lane 1. And it looks like North Dakota all the way on the outside in lane 5, kind of sticking their bout there in second place, trying to fight for second. And then you have Potomac right there holding on to the back of Evergreen and Marin.
The Evergreen Boat Club is from Hanover. It's an alumni club from Hanover, New Hampshire. And interestingly, the North Dakota lists itself as an indoor rowing team based in New York City.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe it's a few friends who row in North Dakota and have a North Dakota connection or something, and they decide to
people.
they decide to come to the classic and crush everyone, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes ergs do float. It is interesting to see, you know, a lot of people that haven't been rowing on the water that just are able to jump back into a boat and make it work again.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so again, we're looking at this nice drone shot here. Again, some pretty close racing. Again, this is the Founders Trophy. So the winner of this race straight up just gets the trophy.
Yeah. That's got to be a really satisfying feeling when you get a nice clean start, clean settle, hit the halfway mark, recommit, and you're on your way to a trophy.
Yeah, some of these crews don't look like they're slowing down. It looks like North Dakota out here is trying to make a move, try to pull up a little bit. As Tara said earlier, the middle of the race, you try to push out in front just a little bit. But yeah, Ex Nemo and Potomac in there on lane 1 and lane 2. And then again, Evergreen halfway through Potomac. Looks like they're pushing Potomac up through Ex Nemo a little bit. Ex Nemo, I don't know if they're slowing down or speeding up, but they need to pick it up because the boats behind them look like they're making their move.
You know, Potomac and Ex Nemo look like they're having a nice battle over here in lanes. Am I looking at it right? That's
Yeah,
lanes 1 and
lanes
2?
1 and 2.
Yeah. And it's really fun when you're a coxswain and you're able to push your crew and say, you know, we're even with
Yeah.
7C. We're even with, let's push through 6 seat. And they move.
Yeah.
It really helps motivate the rowers to
I
move
think-
through.
I think we're seeing these
I
moves.
love a good battle.
I think we're seeing these moves in real time here. It looks
Mhm.
like Evergreen's trying to hold on, but again, they're slipping back a little bit. Potomac has made their move. Looks like Ex Nemo has made a little bit out of there. It's grading about a canvas or basically a deck of open water here, but Potomac still holding on. Looks like the race is not over by any means.
And that lead boat is just cruising at a 30. They're just getting a lot out of each row, each stroke. They're getting a lot out of each
That's
one.
Marin. Yeah, that looks like Marin.
Yeah.
Marin, definitely. I know.
Very efficient.
From racing them in the past, they take this pretty seriously. So it's seeing them out front like that. You know, I know those guys definitely want that. So, but then again, we have North Dakota. North Dakota took a bit of a lead here, but is starting to kind of move back a little bit. Looks like those two inside crews again are pushing. You can see back behind them, Crown Point starting to come into view. We're going to start seeing the finish line tents come into view and then start seeing these boats roll across the finish line.
I wonder if some of those rowers because those other boats are trailing them, they can kind of see out of the corner of their eye, you know, head in the boat always, right? Head in the boat always. they've definitely picked it up into a 32 to try and hold off those other boats.
Yeah, no, and sometimes it is a thing, you can see this boat, this Marin boat out in front's rowing really nice, to have that view, as Tara said, of all the other crews. It kind of creates a level of security, and you see a lot of crews that are out in front like that row a lot better just because they have that lead. They know that they're
They're
doing
more
well.
relaxed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a solid rhythm. But again, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a dogfight here. North Dakota took a big bite early, but Potomac Boat Club definitely turned that deck behind. Let's see here, Ex Nemo. Now they're a deck out in front. They definitely just took a move towards the finish. But how much room are they going to have left to try to catch North Dakota here? Again, North Dakota trying to hold on to their lead as they cross the line. Yeah, they're coming up in the last 250. Red buoys here. Again, first place we have Marin Rowing Club, Marin Rowing Association crossing the line first place. Yep, looks like North Dakota has definitely pushed out. They have about a length here up on Potomac. Potomac trying to gain some of that back, but it looks like it's too late. North Dakota indoor rowing team.
Oh, that was a
Second.
nice. They almost were in contact there.
Yeah.
Had some overlap.
Yeah, and then Potomac in third, and then we have Ex Nemo in fourth.
Nice.
Crossing over in fifth.
Excellent
Evergreen.
effort.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna watch one more race. Okay.
Oh, this is quads.
So starting right away here in 1 more minute, we have our first sculling event of the day, the Men's Masters Club Quad.
I'm excited. Finally, some real rowing.
Oh
Can't-
no!
Mates have
The
finally won.
gauntlet is
The Active and Fit
thrown.
program is a flexible and affordable fitness program available through many health plans and employers. Visit the Active and Fit booth to check your eligibility today. The Marine Corps is proud to serve as the presenting sponsor of the Marine Corps Men's Collegiate 2v8 Cup. We congratulate all those athletes and coaches who exhibit the fighting spirit to overcome obstacles and compete and win every day.
All right. Again, some real rowing here. The Men's Masters Quad Heat 1.
This is race number 6 if you're following along. If you're looking for results for today, you can find it at crewclassic.org. Just navigate your way to results. There's also a lot of great information there about how to be a spectator, what to expect tomorrow, which is a big, exciting day. So this is a quad event for club rowers. Club just means they row together at their club exclusively. The rowers represented today are from Texas, they're from Washington State, and California, of course.
Yep, yep. So in lane 1, we have Texas Rowing Center. Lane 2, San Diego Rowing Club. Lane 3, Long Beach Rowing Association. And lane 4, Lake Washington Rowing Club. And it looks like from our drone shot here, looks like we are looking at Long Beach and Lake Washington rowing.
Nice. So Lake Washington Rowing actually rows on Lake Union, which is the home of many regattas in Seattle. So it's a little bit of a misnomer.
I was going to say from the shot, it looks like they were wandering into Long Beach Rowings Association. Yeah. Oh, and it looks like out front we're kind of bumping into Bowie. So a lot going on here with this shot, but you could just see in lane 3, Long Beach Rowing Association being called out of lane 4. Sorry. Looks like the official was waving his flag around, telling them to move out of their lane. But as we zoom in here again, trying to see these guys sync up a little bit and move down the course.
But I feel like that lane 1 is actually out in front, and we're not seeing it on their screen here. So Texas Rowing Center,
I think this is second and third. Yeah, they're fighting for second and third place here.
Yeah, Texas Rowing Center's founder, actually Matt Nifton, is in that boat in 3-seat.
Oh, there you go. Out of Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Nice. I've actually rowed there. It's very, very beautiful.
It's very cool. And his daughter, Kate, is a part of the national squad now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh. Probably born and raised in a boathouse.
Yeah. Yeah, as you can see out in front, trying to battle off the buoys here a little bit, but about 2 lengths of open water to second place, which looks like it could be Lake Washington rowing here. Yeah. This is a really nice shot from overhead. You can see the rowing, trying to stay synced up. It looks like everybody's trying to make a move, but got to keep it together. 2,000 meters is a long distance.
And this is a handicapped race, if you're wondering. We do have an age range in this race of average age 51 for Lake Washington to 62 on Long Beach. So there's a handicapping that happens with timing. So this race may look a certain way when it comes across the finish line, but it actually could play out quite differently in the results.
Yeah.
And this is heat number 1.
Yeah. Again, so coming in here, you see at the top of your screen, you see Texas Rowing Club. And we think that's Lake Washington all the way on the outside. Lake Washington bringing up second place. And then right beside them, we have Long Beach Rowing Association.
How have you found that times compare between a quad and an 8 in a race like this?
Really just kind of depends, I guess, on the conditions and whatnot. An 8 will always be the fastest boat, but times won't be too far off.
But somebody who might not be familiar with the sport might be like, well, they have 8 blades and they have 8 blades, but they have less people and it's a smaller boat. So, how does that work out,
Well, the coxswain always play the weight of the coxswain.
That's true. That's true.
The material of the 8. But unfortunately, rowing an 8 is just too easy.
You are talking all kinds of not my language on that.
Scullers don't let friends don't let friends sweep. That's all. It's just
you'll be happy to know that I moved to a club a few years ago that doesn't really do sweep. So now I'm indoctrinated into the sculling.
Good.
Yeah. Happily.
Here we go. All right.
Here we come.
Coming into the finish line again, out in lane 1, Texas Rowing Center. Again, they're kind of in the middle of the age gap here, so they're not too far behind on the handicaps, so they're sitting pretty.
Lane 4 looks like it's in second at this point.
Yeah. And again, it looks like Texas Rowing Center out in front, just a nice solid rhythm coming across the line now. Yeah, knowing that they're safe and comfortable. And then again, we still have a fight here. It's lane 4 and lane 3, Lake Washington in second place. Long Beach Rowing Association in third place, trying to get in there. Might run out of runway here. We don't know. It looks like they're starting to speed up a little bit. Line couldn't come soon enough for Lake Washington Rowing Club. Looks like Lake Washington Rowing Club is going to get it by half a length here over Long Beach Rowing Association. Long Beach Rowing Association coming into third.
And we have one more boat coming into view here from San Diego Rowing Club in lane 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to final. All right, so we are in a heats to final situation. So the top 3 boats from many of the races will go to the final. San Diego Rowing Club coming in to the finish for the men's Masters Club quad heat number 1.
All right. So heat number 2, again, the Men Masters Club quad. It looks like lane 1, we have River City Rowing Club. Lane 2, we have San Diego Rowing Club. Lane 3, Lake Merritt Rowing Club. And lane 4, Bear Island Aquatic Center. You have it up on your screen, the starting order. We have the boats lined up. Looks like everybody's somewhat sitting ready. So coming down to a start here. You can see the SeaWorld right behind them. Yep. And that bridge behind him is what we call Long Bridge when we come rowing through it. There's 2 bridges. Yeah, that's the longer of the 2 and the shorter one up on the other side. Basically South Ingram Bridge. All right, there's a nice shot. That looks like that is Bear Island right there.
Yes, that distinctive green and blue singlet from them.
Yep. They're in lane 4.
All California clubs in this event, including our first view of River City and Lake Merritt.
Yep. There's Lake Merritt right there on your screen. Looks like they're sitting ready. Hurry up, give him his oar back.
There they go.
All right. Bow still done sculling it around. Looks like they're getting their point. Everybody's sitting ready. And there's your start.
There they go.
Nice clean start. Yep, there you go. There's our drone shot. See who's heading out early. Looks like San Diego Rowing Club taking the jump here. Looks like out in lane 4, Bear Island.
Bear Island was at a 37 off the line.
Not surprising. Yeah, trying to get again. We were talking about 8s earlier, having coxswains and more boat material, and how quads are a little bit smaller, but with 8 oars. So getting them up to speed is a little bit easier. But as you see, the crews here have already started to lengthen out, coming out of their start, trying to get into a rhythm. Looks like Bear Island is taking the lead here.
Yeah.
But we would like to point to the handicaps again. So again, this looks like Bear Island has the average age of 32. They have the lowest handicap, where the highest looks like River City at 59. They have a 41-second handicap. So what that means is that Bear Island is going to have to make up more than 40 seconds here.
Yeah, Bear Island's raw time is essentially their time. They don't get much of a handicap. They get 1 second.
Yeah.
Whereas River City gets quite a handy, almost half a minute.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
But yeah, they're trying here. It looks like they're definitely putting down a little bit of speed. So yeah, they know what they're looking. They were looking at the same thing that we're looking at now. So they know they have to make up that 40 seconds.
All right, they've settled down into a 33 for the body of the race.
Yep. And so you can see San Diego Rowing Club right there. San Diego Rowing Club in lane 2. Now, San Diego Rowing Club only has a 27 handicap. So again, they still have to get within that 26 seconds of Bear Island. But that looks like a nice solid rhythm. Yeah, San Diego Rowing Club laying it down like we live here, you know?
And, the upshot of the handicaps, even though it may result in, a time that isn't, you don't get the medal or you don't get to go to the final, it really levels the playing field for club sports like this.
Yeah.
Makes the club aspect a lot of fun. Get to mix up the water, see how many people can be out on the water.
It's a lifestyle for sure.
Mm.
All right, here we go. Coming into the second half here. A little bit of wind that you see on your screen coming off the shoreline. Again, Bear Island trying to put their bow in front, but you see San Diego Rowing Club right behind them. And then you have lane 1, River City, right behind them in 3rd place. Yeah, so River Island, again, have to be more than 40 seconds behind Bear Island. So Bear Island knows what they're doing, but it looks like it's still pretty tight here.
Yeah, Bear Island's definitely putting some deposits in the bank in terms of time. See if
Yeah,
they can beat it.
yeah. Yeah, and San Diego Rowing Club definitely leaning on it. So they know what they have to do. They know where they are. Again, Crown Point coming up behind them. You're going to start seeing the finish line tents. You got a nice big drone shot here from above. Looks like these gentlemen from Bear Island haven't slowed down one bit.
35.
Yeah.
They're just cranking it.
Yeah, they definitely haven't they're being relentless here. They haven't given up by any means. So hopefully their bow man just turned around. He's going to tell the crew where they are. Yeah. Start bringing the rate up a little bit.
Yep.
Tell them that 40 seconds isn't going to win itself. So
They seem fairly well matched.
yeah, no, they're going. You can tell that they put the extra pressure on it. So
Yeah.
again, as we zoom out here, we can see the finish line tents. Yeah. Yeah, coming out of lane 4 here, Bear Island. Again, Potomac Boat Club, lane 2, not too far behind them. Yeah, we can start seeing them from where we're sitting. And then right behind them, we have River City. And then lane 3, Lake Merritt Rowing Club. If you look out on the beach, you'll see these gentlemen from Bear Island coming into the finish line. They're starting to hit the red buoys here, so it'll be interesting to see if they start bringing the rate up even more. But looks like San Diego Rowing Club is putting on their push here. Definitely making up a little bit of that territory. Yeah, looks like we're definitely going for the line here. Looks like lane 1 here, River City is definitely putting the screws to San Diego Rowing Club. San Diego Rowing Club hopefully pushing back into Bear Island. Bear Island definitely reaching for the finish line here. Looks like we're in our last 50 meters here for Bear Island. And you can see it from the bird's eye view. Yep, they're trying to fit in the last couple strokes all the way to the line.
They are enjoying some good swing there from Bear Island.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of push.
Right.
There it is, gentlemen. There's the finish line.
San Diego
Yep.
into the finish.
San Diego Rowing Club. And then right behind them, obviously, River City Rowing Club.
And one more boat in this event, Lake Merritt Rowing Club, based in Oakland.
Yeah. All right. So you can see we have the overview of the finishing tent.
Nice work. So Bayak with 652, San Diego with 658, River City with 704. And the final boat coming across the line for the heat number 2 of the Men's Masters Club Quad, Lake Merritt.
All right.
Bobbie, right? Yeah. So you're here.
Stop by the Concept 2 booth to try the newest erg, the Strength Erg. The Concept 2 Strength Erg is a compact, multifunctional strength training machine. It uses the power of air resistance to deliver a comprehensive and safe workout without the need to deal with weight plates, racks, and barbells. You can apply as much or as little force as you want, and the Strength Erg will accurately measure and display your result. Our free ERG data app gives you the performance tracking and analysis needed to achieve your goals.
All right, we're back with the San Diego Crew Classic. It's number 52, established 1973, and I'm Tara Morgan, and I'm joined by a very special guest today, one of our race marshals. You want to tell us who you are?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Lieutenant General Bobbie Shea with the United States Marine Corps and former Navy rower.
Welcome. Oh, I have a special place in my heart for Navy rowers. I helped a young woman from the Seattle area after she'd been accepted to Navy learn to row.
Oh my gosh, that's too
They
easy to
recruited her
ask.
to row, and I got to teach her to row, and it was just such a thrill. And she became a amazing, amazing competitor. So you're
Yeah.
joining us today as a marshal of the event,
Yep.
and Marines is a big participant and partner with the event. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just think, Marines like hanging out with people who are tough, like to work hard and understand the value of teamwork. So rowing in the Marine Corps seemed to be a great fit.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from New Hampshire, but never set foot on the water and rowed until I got to Navy. So I was a walk-on.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Were you
Yeah.
an athlete in high school? And
I played soccer in high school and then went to the boathouse one day and I said, you know what? These people seem to be pretty tough. I think it seems like a sport where you would get in good shape.
sure. So
And then one day I was out on the water with them and I was like, oh my God, this is my home.
that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
questions to ask is what made it stick? Like what made you come
Yeah.
back to the boathouse day after day? Was it the team, the community, the challenge of it? Yeah.
I think too that yeah, so the teamwork and just the tough aspect of the sport. And then I was talking to somebody earlier today. There's just those moments of sunrise, swing, and flat water, and those three
Absolutely.
things together keep you coming back every time.
Yep. We call those brochure days. This is where we recruit for rowing. All right, let's talk about who's
Yeah.
racing right now. This is the Women's Masters Club Quad. This is heat number 1. If you're following along at home, it's race number 8. Do you want to tell us who's in each lane?
Yeah, sure. It looks like today we have, I'm not going to pronounce this right.
Steering
So
you right.
steering you right, the San Diego Rowing Club, Newport Aquatic Center, the Community Rowing, and then Halifax Rowing, and then
Sammamish.
Sammamish Rowing. Yeah.
I was actually on the
Yeah.
airplane with Sammamish, and they said everybody mispronounces
Yeah.
it Sammamish.
And where are they from?
They're from Washington State.
Washington State. Okay, great. Yeah.
So what we're watching is a quad event. So this event is only quads and
Yeah.
eights, which makes it really fun and interesting. These boats go pretty fast. No coxswain. No one's driving these boats. Looks like a little hard to tell who's in the lead right now. Red jerseys.
Is that?
No, they brought their own boats with them. So, well, we'll figure it out when they
Yeah.
get a little bit closer. So, what kind of boats were you rowing in the Navy?
We were rowing eights, sweep oar. I was 2-seat, so way back, way back in the bow on the
Tiny mighty.
port side.
You were tiny
Yeah.
and mighty.
Yeah, so it always fascinates me with these races without coxswains, and especially with wind and current, especially as a bow or 2-seat, how you help control your boat. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet you had some pretty fierce coxswains in the Navy.
Yeah, they were tough women who went on to become Marines, combat pilots, and driving our combat ships as well.
Are you
So
serious?
yeah, so
Wow. That's some
yeah,
good qualifications for a coxswain,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You definitely want to listen to their orders. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Do not defy those orders,
right,
right?
right. I tell people sometime, even decades later in the Marine Corps, I still hear my coxswain's voice in my head when I'm about to do something tough.
Sure.
It really does stay with you years later.
And
Yeah.
this young woman I was helping, she actually went on to the Marines.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
Kelsey Harding is her name.
Wow.
She's an absolute if you ever get to meet her, she's amazing
Yeah, I'm
kid.
gonna look for her.
Yeah, well, she's not a kid
Yeah.
anymore. She's probably 26 by now, but all right. So we are watching the Women's Masters Club Quad Heat number 1. We have 6 entries in this event, and like I was saying earlier with Sam, the top 3 go to the final. We are not quite sure. We think that this is community rowing in the lead here with Endeavor, or Endeavor / steering you right. But we want to get a little bit closer look.
And is this a handicap race as well?
Yes, ma'am. It is. So here you see on our sheet, we have a very handy binder here that shows the average age of the boat in the first column
Okay.
here. Then it shows the handicap time. So they get 33 seconds, 33 and a half seconds, or 13 seconds.
So even if you're a couple lengths behind, you want to stay in it and beat the clock.
Yeah, you want to beat
Yeah.
the clock. Yeah, that's what makes it so special to have these club events, that it can be a wide range of ages. In this case, the youngest boat is average 44, and San Diego Rowing Club showing up with 64.
Wow.
Yeah, and some of these are very seasoned rowers. This is a big deal to come to this event. This is the show for the West
Yeah.
Coast in the spring. Yeah. So we're coming to you live from the finish line. I'm here with Lieutenant General Bobbie Shea. Welcome. Thanks for coming and commentating. Do you see anything you like? What do you like?
Yeah, I will tell you some of the things that are coming back to me as I watch the rowers today is that moment right before, the horn sounds, that nerve, that adrenaline, and then you got to settle into it as you kind of see the rowers, and then just trying to row your own race, even as things develop over those 2,000 meters,
Sure.
just staying calm and staying into your own race, even though that adrenaline is just powering through you. I can imagine the rowers, as they've settled into it right now, are really digging deep.
Well, we're seeing our first boat into the finish line, and it is Steering You Right, also called Endeavor Racing Alliance. And that is a quad from a variety of spots. They are a composite club. So they're coming in first place here for heat number 1. This is race number 8. All right, we're going to take a look out and see who's coming in for the second place spot. So it's lane number 4. You want to say who that is?
Yeah, so lane number 4, this community rowing.
From Boston, Massachusetts.
From Boston, still hanging in there.
Yeah, this is a very fast race. These are quick, light boats.
Yeah.
And then on their heels is lane 6. Sammamish.
Sammamish. I think I got that right that time.
Yeah. I think I was on the airplane here with these gals. And then a pretty quick little race here for the third or the 4th and 5th spots.
Yeah, so even with a handicap, this is going to be a pretty tight results at the end, I guess.
I think so. They stayed together pretty well. We'll see the results on our screen here when we come back up. Well, you're doing a great job commentating. You feel good?
I feel good. Any day you're out on the water and hanging out with rowers is a great day.
All right, that is a close finish there. Lanes 3 and yeah.
Great race. A lot to be proud of there. Really well done.
Absolutely. The effort is worth all of it, all the travel and everything. Well, let's do another one. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
Let's do it. And I think what I'm really impressed is looking at the ages. So these are folks who are probably out on the water really early in the morning or late at night before they go to work.
Yeah, kids.
A lot of dedication. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So where are you based now?
Right now I'm out of Norfolk, Virginia, and I'm in charge of about 35,000 Marines who are based throughout all the Carolinas and North Carolina and South Carolina, and just love what I do, hanging out with Marines. Yeah.
Philadelphia Insurance Company is cheering on all the rowers who are competing today. In business for more than 60 years with offices around the country, learn how you can find an exciting career by visiting phly.com. Philadelphia Insurance Company. Focus on the things that matter. We'll handle the risk.
All right, welcome back. I am here with Lieutenant General Bobbie Shea, representing the Marine Corps, a big partner with San Diego Crew Classic, and we're going to do one more race together. And this is the...
All right, this is the Women Masters Club. It's
quad.
The quad, Heat 2.
Yeah, so this is race number 9. If you're following along at home, welcome. If this is your first time to the San Diego Crew Classic, whether you're watching at home or you're here on site, this race was established in 1973, and it's become a jewel on the crown of rowing for the U.S. So we're really excited for all the volunteers, all the officials, all the sponsors and vendors that are here today. So welcome. We are setting up for heat number 2. This is a very full race with 7 entries. This is a strange course in that there are much desired lanes and much not desired
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with the crosswinds. It's whether you feel protected or not.
Yeah. Although I was talking to somebody earlier, they said they took great pride in winning in lane 7.
Yes, I got second place in lane 8 once, and it was amazing.
That's bragging rights right there.
Yeah, it's bragging rights. All right, let's go through the list. So we'll start with lane 1 and go all the way up.
Okay. All right. Lane 1 is San Diego Rowing Club. Lane 2, Lake Washington Rowing Club. Lane 3 is Community Rowing Club of San Diego. Lane 4, almost named after a helicopter, the Chinook Performance Racing.
Yeah.
Lane 6 is the Milltown
Lane
Rowing 5, and then Bear Island in lane 6, and then Newport Aquatic Center in lane 7.
Yeah, the Milltown Rowing Club, that's a brand new club as of last year. There's Everett Rowing this is north of Seattle. And Milltown just kicked off their competitive season for the first time last year. And we're seeing 2 boats from Washington State, and the rest are from the California area. And then, of course, Chinook Racing. Some people call it a Rolodex crew. Some people call it a composite crew. It's basically folks from all over the world.
Oh, my gosh.
Want to be in this traveling club. And then they come together at regattas. And that's the only times they row together if they don't meet at a camp or something. So right now we're watching the heat number 2 of the Women's Masters Club Quad.
It's going to be tough coming together for a couple of regattas a year and kind of getting that swing.
You got to have some grit.
Yeah.
It comes with grit. Yeah, that's kind of a fun part about it, is the challenge of coming together, having not rowed together for many, many months in some cases, and just crush it. See.
The guy I was with was from Alumni. I'm saying just volunteering, just to help out.
All right, we are watching one of the boats with a nice handy lead, looking very smooth. We look at how they swing back, swing forward together, blades go in and go so forth. So I'm going to actually do this cool thing. So if you tap, 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 tap. So they're going about 32 strokes a minute. Yeah.
And that's why
this is almost our top lane. This is either Bear Island or Newport Aquatic up here.
And that's why you keep coming back to the sport, even as a Masters, just that swing and that teamwork together in the boat. That's just a great feeling. Nothing like it.
When was the last time you rowed?
I have not rowed since I was a colonel, so probably about 6 years or so. So I miss it. So being at the regatta today just brings back all those great memories of what a great, it inspires you to get back in it pretty quick.
Sure, yeah. I'm sure the Navy rowing team would be happy to have you come out for a day on the water. All right, we're looking at lane 6. This is close to the edge there. That's Bear Island. Pushing that boat through. This is a lot of Masters events today. We do have some exhibition events today, right?
We do. I think we've got a whole boatload of Marines later today.
Yes,
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So later at the end of the day, there's going to be a Marines exhibition row. Yeah.
We've got everybody from national rowers to. I will confess, I think we got a couple of first-time rowers in there as well.
Perfect.
So maybe low on rowing skill, but high on grit and determination. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
But
awesome. They'll come together as a team.
All right, boats coming into the finish line here. That is lane 2 crossing the line first.
There's Lake Washington. Well done. Really well done.
Lane 6. Oh, wait. Lane number 1, San Diego Rowing Club taking second place. And lane 6.
Bear Island.
Bear Island with the 3rd position. Again, this is a full event. This heat, there's 7 lanes across here. We do have 8 lanes, but I think they try to use lane 8 as little as possible.
A lot for wind and steering.
Yeah. So this very bright high-vis boat, that is Milltown from the Everett, Washington area in lane 5, taking the 4th position.
And then Chinook Performance Racing
in the red shell. And then this one.
And then we've got the Newport Aquatic Center coming up behind them.
And we have one more boat on the course after that, and that is, I believe that is the San Diego community rowing of San Diego finishing strong.
And again, as you said, they're just trying to beat the clock because it's handicapped, right?
And yeah, there's quite a bit of handicaps. The age range in this event goes from 37 to 65. Yeah. Was there anything else you want to let us know about for today?
No, I just appreciate, the Marines. We've got a great lounge for all the coaches. We've got the erg tent set up. So if anybody wants to warm up on the ergs, we got a bunch of Marines over there to help you out with that. And we're just super excited to hang out with a bunch of rowers this weekend. So thank you so much for letting the Marines join you.
So welcome. Well, thanks for commentating with us today. We're going to bring Sam back on.
That'd be great. Thank you. Thanks again. Thanks.
Well, thank you so much.
Coronado Brewing Company has been brewing abundantly hoppy West Coast-style ales in the great tradition of San Diego craft beer since 1996. Founded by Ron and Rick Chapman in their hometown of Coronado, Coronado Brewing is a local brewery committed to bringing the spirit and the flavor of San Diego to beer enthusiasts everywhere. Stop by the Coronado Brewing Beer Garden to enjoy one of their award-winning beers.
All right, we are in it right now. We are in the Duke Robinson Memorial Cup final. This is a final only event. This is Women's Masters, and this is some fast people. These is 27 to 35-year-olds.
Yeah, no, it looks like it. Even from this drone shot overhead, it looks like there's still a lot of contact here.
Yeah, only 4 boats across, but they are all in contact, it seems, in the lead boat.
Yeah.
32. Just a solid 32 in the body of the race. Makes total sense.
Yep. And so from lane one, we have Bear Island Aquatic Center. Lane 2, Zlack. Lane 3, San Diego Rowing Club. And lane 4, Potomac Boat Club. So,
and you're familiar with the PBC?
Yeah, so Potomac Boat Club is where I started rowing after college, and all through my training on the national team and stuff. So yeah, I do. I am a lifetime member there. I do love Potomac Boat Club.
What's their on the water season like?
As long as the water's not frozen, we're on it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, a lot of people would ask what would happen when it snows, and it's like you just sit there in the launch and frown the whole time.
Yeah, just make poo face.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, the clubs that get to row year round, the Texas folks, the New Orleans folks, the California, Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish I'd lived in a place like that, like year round rowing. But
yeah, you say you never wore pogies before, so
nope.
That's why.
Nope. All right, so this is a big trophy. This is the Duke Robinson Memorial Trophy. Can you tell us about Duke Robinson?
All right, so it looks like Duke Robinson was the son of Crew Classic founder Patty Wyatt, and a longtime servant of the San Diego Rowing Club community. Duke was a true boatman with feet both in rowing and sailing worlds. He had a lifetime member of the San Diego Yacht Club and served as U.S. Rowing's board member, a referee, a youth collegiate and masters coach, as well as acting as board president for the San Diego Crew Classic for many years.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. What a commitment to the sport.
Yeah. No, it looks like a really nice trophy, too. I'm sitting here looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to see the trophies, I think you can go visit them at the awards tent.
Yeah.
And I'll be there tomorrow. I'm emceeing the awards tent in the afternoon tomorrow. So
There you go.
if you want to come and check it out,
Yeah, yeah,
meet the champions.
yeah. When we're watching these races, when you see that finish line tent, that's the awards tent is just to the left of that.
Well, Bear Island is showing up in this race. They just had a strong race just a couple of events ago, and even the last event.
Yeah, looks like Zlak isn't letting him off the hook though. Looks like we're still got a bit of overlap here coming into the last half of the race. Looks like SDRC sticking in there, and then you obviously have Potomac in the screen too. So again, all the way across with this nice drone shot, looks like we have a good lineup. I think as we pull up even here, you're going to start seeing who has what. Again, it looks like Bear Island out in front, but right on their heels is Zlak. Looks like bow stern to Zlak, and then we have a little bit of water to SDRC. So looks like we're going to get stroke ratings here from the second from Tara.
Yep, 33 for the lead boat.
Yeah.
35 for second place, trying to make a little bit of a catch up, but
good. Yeah.
I think digging deep and going long is going to be.
Yeah, looks like Potomac and SDRC are going to start hashing it out here.
The gap has just opened. There was contact between all four boats for quite a while there.
Yeah, yeah, we're coming into the home stretch here. So you can see these crews are going to start working the rate up a little bit. Yeah, we're going to hopefully see a little bit movement out of these two boats as well. Looks like they're starting to spread apart again.
I like this angle. This really shows a tight race going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of work going on there. You know, when you get up close, you see how much effort these guys are putting into it. So definitely worth it. Definitely pretty tough.
Again, we're watching the Women's Masters 8. This is the A category, which is our youngest Masters. Well, there's A plus too, but this is one of the youngest categories from 27 to 35 years old. It's the Duke Robinson Memorial Cup.
Yep. Yeah.
And yeah, they're coming into view now.
Yeah, so it looks like we're coming to the last 500. As Tara said, we're bringing the rate up a little bit. On screen, we still have the SDRC boat and the Potomac boat hashing it out. When we look, if we take an overall look again, you're going to see in lane 1, Bear Island, and lane 2, Zlak, right up in front there, fighting for first and second.
These guys just took it up to 36.
Yep. As you can see, the finish line tents back there. We're starting to come into the home stretch here. Yep, there's the zoom out shot.
Yeah.
Yep. And again, it looks like Bear Island's going to hold on to this. Looks like Zlak is giving a race, but Potomac and SDRC still coming up. Again, a little bit of open water back, but it looks like these boats are starting to tighten up again as we get through the race. Again, running out of a little bit of runway here. It looks like Bear Island's going to finish one length up on Zlak.
Yes.
Looks like Zlak has just got them bow to stern for second place.
They have stayed in contact almost the entire race.
That was a
Very
tough race.
tough. Yeah.
And then a little bit of open water. It looks like Potomac and SDRC. It's coming down to the line here. This might be a photo finish. Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Here we go.
See the photo on that one.
Yeah, 2,000 meters coming down to the line right there.
Now, there are no handicaps in this one. It's a final only, but their ages are only 27 to 32. So, you know. Same. Oranges.
Same.
Young, fit.
There you go. You have the times. You have Potomac Boat Club 0.3 seconds ahead of San Diego Rowing Club.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Bayak with the win of the Duke Robinson Memorial Trophy. This looks like a fun trophy coming up.
Interesting.
Is that the right one?
It says Grand Masters Oarlock Trophy. Yeah, I got you. All right.
Since 1987, So Sporty has produced the highest quality, comfortable, and durable rowing apparel right up the road in Vista, California. So Sporty offers team uniforms, splash jackets, spirit wear, and much more. We're committed to ensuring quality products and orders that are delivered on time. Visit the So Sporty tent on Vendor Row to learn more.
And we're back. It's the men's Masters 8. This is the youngest of the men's Masters, the 27 to 35-year-olds. This is for the Jack Buchanan Memorial Trophy.
Yeah, in this we have lane 1, we have San Diego Rowing Club, lane 2, Club Nautico de San Juan, and lane 3, Potomac Boat Club. All right, looks like they're starting. They're getting into their starting blocks again. Looks like the wind's actually behaving a little bit at the starting line. Looks like it's dying down a little bit. So shouldn't be too hard for these bow seats to keep the boat aligned. You can see there in the Club Nautico de San Juan, 2 seats taking bow seats or just to bring the boat around a little bit, just to keep their bow pointed, but not working too hard. So hopefully a nice clean start for all crews involved.
I always feel like at this point in the race, I'm like sitting up, I'm making sure my butt's on my seat. Like I'm kind of in my zone right now. And everybody has their rituals, right? They do a little fist bump up and down the boat. They do high fives. They do a daisy chain, up and down the boat. Maybe the coxswain has like a secret word,
Yeah, no, I think these guys are just trying to chill. Obviously some of these crews coming from the East Coast are just happy to see the sun again. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, these guys from Potomac Boat Club must think it's so warm right now, but for
Right.
me it's freezing. It's almost close
I
to
know.
60 degrees and I'm
putting
in
my
here with
hoodie
my
back
shirt.
on.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is more my weather in the Northwest.
Yeah. Again, having those crews at the start line, looks like a few coxswains are raising their hand. I'm trying to adjust their point. Yeah, looks like all boats are sitting ready. So if the coxswain, at some point, the coxswain can raise their hand if they need to adjust their point to try and hold the starter for a little bit. But once all hands are down and they start the starting sequence, you better have your boat pointed in the right direction.
You better have your blade in the water.
There's no turning around from there.
I mean, they do say
they pull the crews, they get everything.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be scrambling right before they yell start.
So when I first started rowing, I'm going to date myself. When I first started rowing, they still said "Attention, vous prêt, partez," which
Really?
made it was so dramatic. It was such a wonderful thing, and that stopped in maybe like mid 80s.
Yeah.
Because there was a World Rowing Congress, and when someone started speaking English, they all took their translation headsets off.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it was always done in French.
Well, I was going to say, I wonder why they did it in English, because at the Olympics, you wonder if some people have just memorized the ready go. They just look for the green light or something.
Right, right.
So, all right.
I love the good "Et vous prêt, partez." That was always
All right. So here we go. Potomac Boat Club coming down the last 500 here in front of the finishing tents. So again, sitting up nice and smooth. Looks like they're starting to build the rate up. Yeah, it looks like they're passing the operations dock right there. So Potomac Boat Club in lane 1 looks like they've definitely taken it here. Open water back. Again, lane 2, Club Nautico de San Juan, and lane 3. I'm sorry, lane 1, San Diego Rowing Club. Lane 2, Club de Nautico, and lane 3, Potomac Boat Club. So looks like
okay. Lane
Sorry, that
1.
might be lane 3. Lane 3, yeah, Potomac Boat Club out in front.
Yeah, that's lane 3. Lane 1 is San Diego.
Okay.
I'm looking at their bow
Looks
numbers.
like Club Nautico de San Juan with a little bit of overlap. Again, coming in the last 250 here with the green buoys.
They're turning up the heat right now.
Yeah, looks like here they come.
They got a little bit of runway. They could.
Yeah, they've got it.
This is not a handicapped event. Also, this is just a straight to trophy.
Final, yeah.
Straight to trophy.
All right, so we have Potomac Boat Club crossing the line with a slight bit of open water on Club de Nautico de San Juan. Looks like it was a tough finish here, but well fought. Again, Potomac Boat Club in lane 3 crossing the line. Club Nautico de San Juan in lane 2 getting second, only by a little bit of open water from Potomac.
Yeah.
We have lane 1 coming down, San Diego Rowing Club here. Again, that's the Jack Buchanan Memorial Trophy, ages 27 to 35.
Men's Masters A. All right. If you're just joining us, this is Sam and Tara coming to you live from the finish line. Sounds like kind of a comedy duo.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is actually the Oarlock Trophy event. This is the F8.
Yeah. So Apparently, it says the participants in this event are a testament that rowing is a lifelong sport. The Crew Classic is especially proud of them and salutes their enduring friendship as much as their competitive drive.
Yeah, one of my favorite clubs that falls into that category is here, of course, from Seattle, Washington, where I'm from, which is the Ancient Mariners, which they are representing the eldest with their average age of 70 today.
Yeah, it says the course record was held by Kent Mitchell in
Oh.
2012. Yeah, it said the course record was a 6:17. It said the course record is nuts, but confirmed it was a very fast year for Masters Cruise.
Maybe a little tailwind there.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot.
Maybe like a good. They were drafting one of the launch boats.
All right, we got a lot of boats on this one.
Yeah, this is 7 lanes across. In lane 1, University of San Diego alum. Lane 2, ex Nemo from Harvard. Lane 3, RCA alumni from Canada. Lane 4, Texas rowing. Center. Lane 5, Ancient Mariners from Seattle. Lane 6, Marin from California. And lane 7, USD alumni boat number 2.
All right, here we go.
So the SD alumni teams are the bookends, making a very nice, fun event, although they are taking the hit with the outside lanes a little bit. That's not the ideal lanes, but this is it. This is all we're going to do for this race. It's race number 12. It is a final, but they win this very cool Oarlock trophy. Who won it last year? Remind me.
So it looks like USD alumni won it last year, and then North Dakota Indoor Rowing won it the year before that.
Fantastic. I was actually on the airplane with the Ancient Mariners, and they are jazzed. They are ready to go. I've actually coxed the Mariners during a head racing, seat racing.
Okay.
They are a lively, enthusiastic bunch.
Yeah, well, certainly a lot of them in this event.
Yeah.
And then we're seeing him line up here again, a little bit shaky. I don't know what's going on in the starting line, but you see those boats trying to get their point around. Looks like somebody in lane 6, looks like Marin Rowing just lost their stake boat, so that'll be a little interesting to see them get that back.
Whoops.
We're looking at Texas right here, Texas Rowing. Yeah, so Marin's going to have to back it back into the starting block. Hopefully, yeah, nothing too bad. Looks like a few crews adjusting their point, but otherwise poised for the start. Yeah, it looks like the weather has definitely calmed down a little bit there at the start, so hopefully we see some fast strokes here. But again, 7 boats across. This should be interesting. I think they said it was a close finish not too long ago.
Yeah, we want to thank all of our volunteers too. Sorry to interrupt. The stake boat holders, all those volunteers. That is a hard job. You're on your belly for hours and hours. You have a little helper. Hopefully you've got some good snacks out there and some water. Here they go.
Here we go.
This is the Men's Masters F8 Grandmaster Oarlock Trophy and also the G8.
Yeah, there we go.
Kaboomer Trophy for the 65 to 69-year-olds. That's category G in Masters racing. This is race number 12.
Yeah. We see a little bit of separation there, but it says in my notes that last year the Masters F was a 3-boat race and all boats finished within 2 seconds of each other. So seeing a little bit of separation here, but with 7 boats across, hopefully we'll see a little bit of fighting there in the front end. We've seen a couple of races with obviously a crew way out in front, but here, yeah, with these races, hopefully we'll see a little bit more back and forth. You can see right here, lane 1, University of San Diego alumni and ex-Nemo. Definitely fighting with Texas. Texas kind of pushing out there. It looks like all the way out there in lane 6, that might be Marin. Yeah, it looks like Marin's sticking it out there. But again, lane 1, yeah, lane 1, University of San Diego. In lane 3, RCA alumni. Looks like they're fighting for second with the Marin Rowing Association out there in lane 6.
And it looks like they're staying pretty hot at a 35 strokes per minute, which, if it's going to be pushing away your competition, like that sense of being just a little bit ahead, you want to stay quick, you want to stay light.
Yeah,
Sure.
I addressed that earlier. When you're out in front, you can see everybody behind you. Most crews kind of relax a little bit, and sometimes you just row better. So looks like all these boats are trying to get their bow out in front. Looks like right now in lane 1, University of San Diego is doing just that.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of really good people in here. I actually know a lot of these guys that row out of San Diego Rowing Club, but definitely home course advantage for them. USD is right around the corner with us out of San Diego Rowing Club.
Yeah,
So
in fact, one of our announcing assistants is right now in the bow of the 7th lane boat. Matt Staley, he's one of our own here
yeah,
in the announcers booth.
yeah, Matt's out there doing it. All right.
Yeah, it must be fun to see people that you recognize out there.
Yeah, good luck, Matt.
Yeah, give him a hard time later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Crossing, looks like we're coming up on the halfway point. Again, out in lane 1, we have University of San Diego definitely making their push, but it looks like lane 6, Marin, isn't done. Hopefully they're bringing some baggage with them. It looks like in lane 3, RCA and lane 2, Ex Nemo are definitely kind of punching it into Marin a little bit. There's still a lot of overlap. Hopefully reading this fact about last year about all the boats finishing within 2 seconds of each other kind of give us a little bit of forecasting this afternoon, because it looks like coming into the halfway mark, these crews are still within reach of each other. So we'll see if anything changes over the next, couple hundred meters. That's Marin. Because there's a boat that's on this side.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, coming up. Yeah, this is definitely the halfway point that we're looking at here. So looks like Marin has definitely taken it up a little bit. I don't know if they're getting ready. Like I said, the second half of the race, everybody makes a push a little bit. So zooming in on Marin here, yeah, they look pretty solid, swinging together. You see all the way over there in lane 1, the USD crew. USD definitely trying to hold on to that lead that they had early. Again, this could be the angle that we're looking at again with this overhead shot of the drone. Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, holding on to a 35 still. I mean, they've maintained that rate the entire race.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
And it must be fun for those coxswains right now. They're looking across and they're like, I'm eyeball to eyeball with the rivalries,
Well, here we go. Here's Ex Nemo and RCA. Ex Nemo and RCA, yeah,
and
then
TRC pulling it.
yeah, Texas Rowing
Just
Center.
a little bit of overlap there.
We should be seeing them roll in here here soon.
I think this is the Mariners here in the red jerseys. The Reds, the red jerseys is Mariners.
All right. Yeah, it looks like out first place, USD Alumni definitely making a move here. I know those guys will be happy with this result.
Yeah, for sure. So we have 2 trophies on the line here. We have the Grandmaster Oarlock Trophy for the F8 category for the men, and the Kaboomer Trophy for the G8 category for the men. This is a no-heat final.
So the Kaboomer Cup actually honors men's masters rowers who continue to thrive in the sport, rowing in the prime of their life. Sponsored by Dave Frosty Frost, the Kaboomer philosophy encourages lifelong strength, fitness, and dedication to a healthy lifestyle and performance sport. Says C2 co-founder Peter Draziaker raced in the 2024 winning crew. All right.
Oh, Pete, he's here this weekend. Pete Draziaker.
Yeah. Again, that race, that was the top 3 boats were in within 2 seconds of each other. So it must have been a tough race then, too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you're not too busy today, or if you're busy today getting settled and everything, make sure you do a pass through our vendor tents over the weekend. We've got a lot of fun events happening, and there's coaches tent, and there's a warm-up tent with erg. So check it all out. Nice to see all of our vendors here.
Yeah, and for the Kaboomer Cup, it looks like that course record was also set in 2012. So it must have been a good year.
That's some fast water that year.
Yeah. All right. So lane 1, we have USD definitely making their push. You see the beach behind them. Yeah, these guys are super excited. So looks like that third play or that lane 3, the RCA alumni is going to stick it out.
Yeah. You can see the maple leaves on their blades here.
Yeah, it looks like we have Marin all the way out in lane 6. Looks like Marin's definitely going to take second place, though. We can't see him on the overview shot, but we can see him here. So, yeah, USD Alumni lane 1 coming into first place. Definitely crossing the line, pushing it here. I know those guys are going to be really happy with that result. Yeah, they have a little bit of open water on Marin Rowing. Marin Rowing coming in second place out there in lane 6. And then we have lane
Lane
3,
three.
RCA Alumni.
Yep.
A little bit open water, finishing 3rd place.
Lane 2,
And then-
Lex Nemo in the black shell.
Yep, about a length down on RCA. And then a little bit open water here. It
Lane
looks like we have
4 coming across. Texas Rowing Center.
Texas Rowing Center.
Lane 7 and 6. So we have University of San Diego alum, the second boat, and Marin?
Ancient Mariners.
Ancient
Looks
Mariners.
like
Yeah,
Ancient
yeah.
Mariners.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Lane 5, yeah, Ancient Mariners coming in.
And again, that was event 11 and 12, the men's Masters F Grand and the Grandmasters Oarlock Trophy, and then the Kaboomer Trophy for the G8, 65 to 69, final straight final.
That's great. Amazing. All right, so we are on event 13 of 19 for today, day 1 of San Diego Crew Classic. Any prediction on the weather situation for the weekend? Have you heard anything?
Like I said, sunny and nice the whole weekend, right?
I'm on board.
Expectations.
They're off the line. This is the Women's Masters F8. It's called the Campland on the Bay Trophy, mixed with event number 14, which is the G8 Kemper Cup for ages 65, Cathy Kemper Cup for ages 65 to 69. This is a final for all of them. Lane 1, Long Beach Rowing Association. Lane 2, Marin Rowing Association. Lane 3, Zlack Rowing Club. And Lane 4, Olden Bears.
All right, so it says for the Campland on the Bay Trophy, the sports and fun are traditions at Mission Bay's Campland on the Bay, which congratulates women rowers in the Masters F category who exemplify the joys and rewards of rowing and an active lifestyle.
Yeah.
The Crew Classic thanks Campland for their many years of friendship and support. We also have the Cathy Kemper Cup. Cathy is a dedicated and accomplished member of San Diego Rowing Club, having logged multiple first place finishes in her single at the head of the Charles, among other national level podiums.
Very good.
She's also a dedicated community servant, having helped revitalize the youth rowing program at Zlack and SDRC and participating in a rowing exchange program for German students for many years.
Wow.
I did not know that about her.
Wow. Cool.
In addition to her years as U.S. Rowing Board member and referee, Cathy's commitment to rowing community locally and more broadly is recognized today with the presentation of this cup. So we have San Diego Rowing Club holding the record for this. So hopefully we get it back.
Well, they're not in this race.
Oh, they're not in it. Oh well, hopefully we get it anyway.
There you go. So we are cheering on the lanes 1 through 4, events 13 and 14, and these are 2 of our fast older women here at this weekend's event: Masters F8 Campland on the Bay Trophy and the G8 the Cathy Kemper Cup.
Yeah.
Looks like
right now, it looks like we're looking at Cruz Marin Rowing Association in lane 2, and just out of the frame was Long Beach Rowing Association in lane 1. Looks like they are still in the first half of the race, but from what we're looking at, it looks like Marin's out in front. Maybe we'll get some stroke rates here. See what everybody's at.
What they're up to.
Looks like a comfortable stroke rating. Again, in the middle of the race, trying to just get into a nice rhythm and try to find something, where you're not expending too much energy and you get to the race at the end of the race too tired. So
Marin's at a 33.
All right, so it looks like Marin's at a 33, and we have Long Beach right next to them in lane 1.
Same, 32, 33, yeah.
All right, so both crews matching each other. A little bit of overlap here. Long Beach with probably about a couple seats of overlap into the stern of Marin Rowing. So we'll see how Marin reacts here at the end of the race.
But it's a good time to make a move. Like if we're past the halfway point and you're just cruising at the same rate, now's a good time to sneak something in.
Yeah.
Sneak in a flutter, sneak in a, some cool move, start to pick up some time. It's hard to tell from this angle, but I feel like there's overlap.
I was about to say Long Beach. It looks like they're trying to move back into to Marin again. Again, Marin with that nice lead, it needs to hold on to it for that second half of the race. You see these crews, like I said, when they're out in front, they're nice and comfortable. This might be a little too close for some of these ladies. So Maybe not the smoothest rowing that they're looking for, but again, still more than a length, half a length of up on the other boat, up on Long Beach.
Yeah, you know that coxswain in the white boat is saying, "I've got their,
Yeah,
I've got their stern, I've got their deck."
they're
You
trying.
know,
Yeah, they're just crossing that what we call Short Bridge, which is North Ingram Bridge. But again, still a little bit of race course left, so we'll see if this unfolds a little bit. Again, in lane 3, Zlack rowing, and lane 4, Olden Bears, the Cal alumni, seeing who does what back there as well.
yeah. If you don't know anything about the Zlack Rowing Club, each letter of ZLAC actually stands for the first name of the founders of that club. It's one of the oldest women's rowing clubs in the country, oldest, still continuously running. Fascinating, awesome group of people, and if you ever want to get to know them, just they're black and gold, which is a color combo we don't see too much of here. I think Olden Bears are kind of navy blue and
Yeah,
gold, but
blue and gold.
very fun to meet the clubs that make our community what an incredible community it is, and a
Yeah.
lot of women and young women get started in that club.
They're great. I was the boatman there for a couple of years,
You're
and
the
they're really
boatswain
nice.
there, yeah.
Yeah. Still
Hmm.
drive a trailer every once in a while for them. So
Very cool. They came
really
on
nice to work for them.
my podcast, and we
Oh,
did a whole "How did it start?" and how's it going?
yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So here it looks like we're still holding on. Looks like these
this
two
is
boats.
great.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad because we're sitting here trying to pass the time while these women are definitely killing each other,
Right.
trying to win this race. So
Just making small talk while they're like suffering.
yeah, so
All right,
again, we have
I can
lane
see them now.
lane 2, we have Marin. Again, they're still probably a little bit more than half a boat length up on Long Beach. Long Beach, it looks like these ladies are trying to hold on to the stroke rating at the end of the race, but it looks like Marin might have just heard us make that call and might have just brought the rate up a little bit. Maybe they're just tired of this. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see if Long Beach is able to hold on to it here and make their move. Again, Marin kind of stepping it up a little bit. We're
Yep.
coming into the home stretch here.
34-35 right now.
Yeah, bringing the rate up. It looks like Marin's definitely opened the water a little bit, but Long Beach not disappearing. Long Beach definitely putting up a fight. Looks like we're coming close to the finish line here. We might run out of a little bit of room here. Yeah, we might run out of room, but looks like Marin's going to finish this strong in lane 2. Long Beach in lane 1 definitely nipping at their heels, but closing that gap. Yeah, definitely bow to stern here. Again, we have Marin in lane 2 crossing the line in first. Long Beach, lane 1, finishing second with a little bit of overlap.
Good battle from Long Beach. And you know what Marin just pulled off and pulling away just by even a little bit of open water looked well practiced. It
Yeah,
looked comfortable. They didn't look like they were getting tiny and crunchy, and
yeah.
they looked like they knew what they were in for.
And here we go. We've got Zlack in lane 3 and the Olden Bears in lane 4. Looks like Olden Bears have a little bit of overlap on Zlack. Looks like Zlack's not having it though. Looks like they're going to hold on to their lead. Yeah.
Yeah, you come all this way. You don't want to put the pedal to the metal. Like
Yeah.
you want to show up.
Yeah,
when
you
come all this
definitely
way.
finishing the race strong here. So Zlack in lane 3 finishing third and the Olden Bears in lane 4 finishing fourth.
So it looks like the battle for the Cathy Kemper Cup was between Long Beach and the Olden Bears, and the Zlack and Marin for the Campland on the Bay Trophy, if I'm reading that correctly. All right, next up, race number 14 is the Susan Francia Trophy. This is the Women's Alumni 8. No handicaps here, just folks from different alumni boats. But Susan Francia, we all know Susan Francia's name here in San Diego, especially. She raced herself earlier in a women's 8. All right, and we'll be back with that race.
Stroke Side, the company behind the U.S. Rowing Marketplace, is partnering with the San Diego Crew Classic to bring high-quality gear for your team. Stop by the Stroke Side booth to explore the Crew Classic unisuits, performance wear, and place your own team order for this season.
There's all that we fight for, and all that we fight against. This is the line where our nation's future is won. We are Marines. We were made for this.
All right, we're coming back. This is Tara and Sam here in the announcers booth, and we are reporting live from the finish line. If you're following us on YouTube on the live stream, welcome. Thanks for watching. If you're here on site, happy to be here.
Yeah. So again, with this, we have the Susan Francia Cup. It says here Susan Francia is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, a 4-time world champion rower for the United States. So after retiring, Susan made her home in San Diego, where she's coached youth and collegiate athletes.
Yeah, and I actually, first time I ever saw Susan Francia in person was here at the Classic, probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
And you could tell who it was walking across the field.
Yeah.
And I actually have a friend who saw her row a single in Tempe Town Lake and
Really?
like stopped the car and was like, "Who is that?" He said she rode like a heron.
Yeah.
She looked like
Long legs, long arms.
long
Yeah.
legs. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a trophy in her honor here at the Classic. I know she's very involved in how this race.
Well, they say they also they want to thank Michael Brown for his generous sponsorship of this trophy as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's nice.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Michael Brown.
Yeah, thank you.
So in lane 1, University of Southern California. Lane 2, Isla Vista. Lane 3, USC, Alumni. I'm assuming that's...
USC
Oh, I
Alumni.
see. The first University of Southern California boat is actually a collegiate boat.
Yeah.
The second boat in
Is
lane
their
2,
Alumni.
Isla Vista alums, and then
Here we go.
USC alums.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's see if that'll be interesting. See if the alumni stick it to the USC, the current athletes. I'm sure there's a lot of trash talking going on.
I'm sure.
And it's funny because those are the two boats that are ahead right now. It looks like lane 3 is definitely the USC alumni are definitely trying to push it out of the start and try to push USC actual athletes. A little bit of a steering difficulty there. I'm trying to see who this is, which boat that is. But yeah, you can see how you have to make that correction. I don't know which boat that was. Yeah.
Well, lanes 1 and 3 are red in
Those are the
gear.
both, yeah, the
Those are the
USC
USC boats.
Yeah, and then lane 2, you have the Isla Vista Rowing Club.
Fortunately, they have like 4 other lanes they could be in at this point because there's 8 lanes across. So,
yeah,
fielder's choice.
Yeah. But here we go. So that's a close up. It looks like this will probably be lane 3, looks like. Or sorry, that's lane 2. That's the Isla Vista rowing. Now we have the overall shot of the 2 USC boats. Hoping that they're starting to true it out or get their point here, but still looks side by side. It looks like the drone's coming around slowly. Yeah, it looks like both these boats are still have a lot of overlap. I might even say that University alumni boat is out in front a little bit. They might be riding a wave here. So
I think the alums have something to prove here.
Well, it also looks like they're rowing a lot higher. It looks like they're trying to make their push early. So again, interesting strategy in a long race. They're trying to get out in front, trying to create the other crew to make them look around. Maybe this USC crew in lane 1 is a little bit better than that. Maybe they're not going to get spooked as easily, but only time will tell, really.
There's only 3 points separating them. Our alums are at a 30 and the youngsters are at a 33. So,
okay.
Maturity, age,
yeah.
Efficiency.
Hey, they look pretty good. I'm looking at the video right here. It looks like they're swinging together. Obviously starting out strong is the thing, but finishing strong is very important here. You don't want to shoot out of the cannon and then start to slow down at the end, because I'm sure that other USC crew in lane 1 will be able to smell that blood in the water and make it go for it.
Yeah, I like the connection that the younger USC kids are making. They're really stepping on it. They're cranking it, especially 2-seat. She is just going for it. That's the alum boat? Yeah. 2-seat is stepping on it.
Yeah. No, this looks really good. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully these ladies are still pretty active, because this rowing looks really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and you can see the finish line right there. You can see them coming up on it. So definitely on the second half of the race here. Yeah, it looks like that alumni crew is definitely not letting go of the lead here. Again, hopefully we'll see a shot more from the side and kind of get a feel for who's in front and who's behind by how much. But it looks like these 2 USC crews have a bone to pick with each other.
Yeah, I think there's probably a bit of a rivalry.
Yeah.
Like the alums are like, I could be your mom.
Here we go. Yeah, no, they're definitely coming in hot here. Let's see here. So again, coming into Crown Point, it looks like that lane 3, that USC alumni boat is not letting go. The lane 1. These ladies need to start picking it up a little bit here.
I think they just opened it up right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Making a move.
Again, trying to get the angle on this, but as they come into the finish, as they come into view, it doesn't look like that alumni boat's going to let up anytime soon. So hoping this USC boat starts sticking them to them a little bit.
I mean, the thing about the USC Collegiate boat is they practice together 3, 4, or 5 days a week. You know, these alums maybe come together last week, and come out of their busy lives and they're probably training somewhere else. But it's just a real show of grit and a real show of just a love of the sport and efficiency of the stroke. Just get together, put your head down, go to work. You know, can't be messing around with politics and personalities at that point. That's just bad business.
All right, here we come, crossing the operations dock. Yeah, still, looks like we're looking at it from the side, but it looks like this alumni boat has definitely got more than a length of, or a length up on this other crew. Maybe a little bit of open water.
Yeah, it's definitely 3 in the lead right now, which is the USC alums.
Yeah.
Nice, keeping it nice and long and strong, and I think the youngsters might decide this is the moment.
Yeah. Hopefully they start bringing it back a little bit here, but both crews looking pretty strong. Both crews holding a nice, simple rhythm. Yep, the alumni just bringing it up to cross the line, but as we said before, just a tiny bit of open here. USC definitely in lane 1 trying to respond, but might have been a little bit too late. But yeah, it looks like the alumni take it in lane 3.
Nice.
USC taking second place in lane 1.
Nice work. And coming in to view now is the Isla Vista Rowing Club. These are the alums from Santa Barbara making their way into the final 250.
Yeah. It says a lot of these alumni events were added to the Crew Classic program in 2011. So, like we said, there was a lot of records in 2012, but definitely including a lot more categories for the alumni events. So,
yeah, so Isla Vista coming in right now from the Santa Barbara area. This is a alumni club in lane 2, Isla Vista. That's for the Susan Francia Trophy.
all right. All right, so on your screen, you see those officials launches crossing the line. You have the results, the USC alumni, 702, and the Southern Cal USC, it's with the 707. So still pretty close racing.
Yeah, and Isla Vista coming in strong. So next up is the men's alumni 8, flight number 1. This is race number 15.
They said that last year in 2024 there was a 6-boat field ended in a close race between UCSD and UCSB crews, separated by less than 2 seconds. So again, hopefully we get a lot of that same competition this year.
Yeah, so lining up right now at the start line for the first flight of the men's alumni 8 is University of California, San Diego, Evergreen Boat Club from New Hampshire, Isla Vista Rowing Club from Santa Barbara, UCLA from Los Angeles, of course, and Capital Crew from Gold River, California.
Yeah, and it's funny when they add these alumni events. It's definitely a lot of people that are interested in rowing. A lot of people that are rowing and later on in life. But the trip to San Diego, obviously they make a weekend of it. A lot of these guys know each other. They're looking across. It looks like some of these guys are yelling at each other. So these alumni events definitely kind of bring the best out of everybody's sport.
I think it looks like a few of them did a race stash, a race mustache,
premeditated race stash.
Yeah.
All right.
They're off.
Yeah. Looks like we have a solid start here by lane 3. Looks like Isla Vista Rowing Club kind of took off a little bit. We're trying to see the lanes here. All right. Looks like out there in lane 1, University of California, San Diego. Looks like in second. Looks like in lane 3, the Isla Vista And then looks like in lane 2 we have Evergreen, and then lane 4 UCLA, and then lane 5 Capital Crew. So a little bit of separation here. Obviously we were hoping for the closeness and a little bit of competitiveness, but looks like this might be a fight for first and second, and then a fight for third as well. So a little bit of separation in these crews as we come into basically the middle of the race.
That looks like lane 3, Isla Vista from UCSB taking an early advance over lane 1, University of California, San Diego.
Yeah. And again, these are alumni boats. So these guys, we kind of talked earlier, some of these crews have just rode together maybe for, a couple days before this race. So really interesting to see, these boats that are out in front, how well they row, compared to the boats in the back, type of things like that. Who's been staying in shape. Some of these crews are very adamant about everybody in their boat being in shape for the race.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes crews put themselves together months in advance and say, here's the expectation. We need you to be actively training. We need you to be on the water. We need you to be doing, like in my case, I go sweep in Boston, but I don't sweep at home. So the expectation is I'm racing at least in quads or something for head race to prep for Boston.
Yeah.
Since we don't do that. So
But if you were to switch over to sweep, it would have just been easy. It just again,
Yeah,
I don't think you would have had too much to worry about. It's just
yeah. All right, lane 5.
yeah. So it looks like
That's lane 5, Capital Crew from Gold River, California.
yeah, we can see behind them. It looks like University of California, San Diego. Again, we're trying to see Isla Vista out here in lane 3. We're trying to see where they are stacked up to the rest of the
Oh,
crew.
here they come.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming into the line now. All boats across, definitely bringing the rate up. Looks like this Isla Vista is definitely out in front.
That's lane 4,
Oh, UCLA.
UCLA in the lead. That's lane 4.
All right. So there you go, UCLA, and then lane 1. We have
Lane 1, yeah.
UCSD. Looks like lane 2 and lane 4.
Lane 2, the red shell, and lane 4 in the yellow shell. We do have one more boat coming across. Lane 3, Isla Vista from UCSB. That's the first flight of the men's Alumni 8, race number 15. What? Like, number. I mean, I looked at the lane number. I was like, oh, wait, we've been talking about the wrong route.
Campland on the Bay has a full marina and complete range of boat and water sport rentals for use on Mission Bay. As in rowing, the time-honored values of teamwork and good sportsmanship are instilled in the young campers who participate in the sports, the games, and activities offered year-round at the park. Campland on the Bay is proud to sponsor the Women's Masters F Trophy at the 2025 San Diego Crew Classic.
We're on this flight number 2, race number 16. And we're back. We are welcoming to the start line flight number 2 of the men's Alumni 8. We're seeing some repeats. here too in lane 1, Isla Vista again from Santa Barbara. Lane 2, Club Nautico to San Juan. Oh, actually looks like a scratch. Lane 3, University of San Diego alums. Lane 4, Oregon State University. We haven't seen anybody from Oregon yet.
No,
And then lane 5 is UCLA rowing. This is the ACRA men's. All right, we are looking at the men's Alumni 8, flight number 2. This is event number 16.
all right. That looks like UCLA there in our picture. Looks like everybody's getting ready at the start.
There's some smiles at the start line there.
Well, looks like they're making some waves. Looks like something might be wrong, though.
Oh, number 3 seat in the UCLA boat.
Just saying hello.
Saying hello to someone at the
As 3 seats usually do, right?
Right.
Except at least they're not rowing.
All right, so we have a scratch in lane 2. No Club Nautico de San Juan.
Yeah. All right. Looks like all crews are pretty much lined up. Again, that's a picture of SeaWorld Marina.
Scratch in lane 2.
Yep.
16.
Yep.
All right, there you go. As you can see on your screen, race 16, flight 2. We have the scratch in lane 2 by Club Nautico.
And we're still on the Michael Lehman Alumni Trophy for this event. We are in flight number 2. I'm assuming this means that the fastest of the 2 flights gets the trophy.
Assuming.
Because there's no final, I don't think, for this one.
Invitational.
It was Irvine scratched, or who was it? Irvine scratched.
All right. On screen, we have OSU. Again, everybody kind of looking around, getting ready. Uh-oh, looks like there's somebody else coming in here.
So 1, 2. Lane, not their event.
Looks like somebody's trying to crash the party at the starting line. A lot of confused looks, but slowly see how this unfolds. Again, looks like we're looking at the UCLA alumni boat. Looks like somebody's coming in.
I think they're just going to hang out there in position. You know, it's nice that they can do that if they can get up there early enough, but I'm sure the officials are like, step off.
It looks like UCLA is trying to do some quick adjustments here. Maybe they're going to start.
They're like, we'll come back.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. The other 8 just moving out of the way. All right. Hopefully getting a start here soon. Looks like all crews, no one adjusting, no hands up.
All right, so 4 boats in this event. We did have a scratch with lane 2 in Club Nautico.
Yeah.
So
all right. Looks like all crews are sitting ready. And here we go.
Here we go. In lane 1, again, the Isla Vista Rowing Club in the yellow jerseys. Lane 3, San Diego University of San Diego alums in a red shell. Oregon State alums, black jerseys in lane 4, and UCLA blue boat, blue and white jerseys.
All right, we're going to do our best to keep track of them this time. But looks
awesome.
Yeah, no, that's all
Day
you,
1.
Tara. It's all you, Tara. It's I'm just out here yelling stuff into a microphone.
Day 1. It's all good.
All right, we see the UCLA boat, a little bumpy here, a little bit. Yeah, trying to tune it in a little bit. But yeah, as we go to the overhead shot, it looks like lane 4, Oregon State in the black jerseys.
Nice.
Yeah, trying to punch it through out of first place. Looks like lane 1, the Isla Vista crew in the white boat. Looks like they might have about a seat length. But definitely in third place here. A nice, strong representation is this University of San Diego alumni. But it looks like it's going to be a nice, long race. So I'm hoping these crews start to settle in a little bit. We start to see a little bit more of technical rowing. And this will pan out in the middle 1,000.
Did you say that this is called the Long Bridge and then there's a short bridge?
Yeah, so the short bridge is the one that's closest to us. The South Ingram Bridge is a little bit longer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's the one at the starting line. The one just past the halfway point is Short Bridge or North Ingram.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Everybody's holding fast. There's definitely some overlap. We are just missing one of the boats
It
on
looks
our
like
screen.
lane 2 is scratched, so it'll be UCLA. Looks like
Mhm.
UCLA out in in lane 5.
Mhm.
But again, as Tara said, we're kind of sticking here. Maybe Isla Vista making a slight move, but it looks like these two crews in lane 3 and 4 are going to be sticking it together, sticking to each other a little bit here. You know, obviously this early in the race, having somebody like that that's right next to you, not a bad thing, but not something you want to hold on to for too long. Because once you start getting at the end of the race, if they start pushing into you or you start pushing out on them, it's going to affect kind of the momentum of the boat. So you know, this crew out in lane 4, this Oregon State crew, is probably going to try and push away a little bit here.
And they're pushing a 36 pretty solid as we cross over the halfway mark, with definitely lane 3 making a statement to get in on their action. University of San Diego is in that red shell. And don't forget about lane 1, Isla Vista, with the yellow blades, yellow jerseys from Santa Barbara, making a move.
Yeah, no, definitely tough. Yeah, you see these crews, like Tara said, 36, 35, you know, pretty high rating here. You know, nobody wants to be left behind. It looks like these crews are trying to separate each other and, you know, making moves as they come across the halfway. Yeah, they're definitely going to be pushing here. Ooh, whoa, aliens.
Whoa. All right, not quite in view yet. We are waiting on an update here because there's some action happening with this race.
All right, there you go. All right, we're crossing the 1,000 here. Yeah, we're crossing the halfway. So you're seating Isla Vista over there in lane 1, probably with about 3/4 of a length over lane 4 here, lane 4 Oregon State. Definitely pushing it. And then lane 3, the USD alumni. Now all these are alumni boats. So like we said earlier,
Mhm.
trying to stay in shape, trying to throw these boats together at the last minute. But these guys are doing a great job here. It looks like USD just made a move again, crossing the halfway. Maybe they're starting to come together a little bit as Oregon State's fading, but Oregon State not giving up as easily as you think.
No, they went out fast and hard, and I think they're holding on as best as they can.
Yeah, and we should see this USD crew. USD starting to put the screws on it. Isla Vista definitely about a length of open, not maybe half a length, but definitely trying to hold on to their lead. Like I said, when we start coming into the finish line here, let's see if these crews can hold on to their little leads.
Yeah, I think the trick here is long. Stay long, dig deep, stay upright, get off your belly, get off your lap, sit up
I was
tall.
going to say, if the boat gets heavy, if somebody, that's the thing about these eights, if somebody starts slowing down, everybody else is going to feel it. So
Well,
trying to make sure, yeah, try to make sure everybody's in shape before the race.
I can see the Isla Vista fans gathering on the beach down there, get ready to cheer them on.
Yeah, and we're definitely coming into the last few moments of this race. As again, you see Crown Point in the background. Looks like Isla Vista definitely opening it up here with open water. It looks like that USD crew definitely has moved through lane 4. So hopefully we'll see if they're going to hold on to that little push here, or see if lane 4 comes back into it. If Oregon State starts to push back into them a little bit. But right now, it looks like USD's kind of finishing strong here. They're definitely ramping it up. Isla Vista not having any of it, just trying to push out a little.
Yeah, they're going past the op stock now as they make their final plans. The coxswain is giving the final orders, and you need to
Yeah,
act.
and we're
You
going to
need to deliver.
see both these crews definitely bring up the rate. I don't think Oregon State's too happy about getting in third like that. So
All
starting to
right.
see them push a little bit here at
Yep.
the end.
Here comes lane 1 in the yellow singlets,
Yep.
followed fairly closely by 3 and 4.
Yep.
Isla Vista with a nice cheering squad down on the beach. We can hear them from our position here in the announcer's booth.
Looking very, very comfortable with that nice lead. About a length of open water lead over second place.
Onto it.
Second place, University of San Diego, finishing strong here, finishing about a length up on Oregon State. So second place, University SD. Third place, Oregon State University. And
Yeah,
fourth, UCLA.
and still out on the water is UCLA finishing it up. So we'll wait to see the overall results of that, but there is a trophy associated with that alumni race between the two flights. So we only have a couple more events happening today. Thanks for joining us here at the San Diego Crew Classic. My name's Tara Morgan, and who are
This
you?
is Sam Stitt.
Hi, Sam Stitt. Okay, so next up is ACRA Women's Collegiate 8 Invitational Final. I know that Bobbie, who runs this event, the director of this event, was very excited that Delaware, this is the men's collegiate. I was excited that Delaware brought a crew.
Yeah, that's a bit to travel.
hmm
I'm sure it's really cold in Newark, Delaware.
I'm a little bit sad that your Irvine scratched because of their mascot.
Oh yeah, Pete the Anteater.
Yeah, yeah. But the Delaware crew, theirs is the Blue
The
Hens.
Blue Hens, yes,
Yeah,
the Fighting
yeah.
Blue Hens. All right, looks like this was the start of that last race. Yeah, we get a nice big close up of these crews. Again, a little bit of replay of the start of that last event. Nice solid finish as well.
In lane 1, UCLA. In lane 2, University of Delaware men's crew. Lane 4, University of California, Santa Barbara. Lane 5, Loyola Marymount University crew. And lane 6, San Diego.
Yeah.
We had a scratch in lane 3.
Unfortunately, UC Irvine scratching in lane 3. So,
all right.
Here we go.
Final only on this race. This is the ACRA Men's Collegiate 8.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting, obviously, seeing all these crews from California and then obviously seeing Delaware fit in there. You know, a lot of people in my area always said that ergs don't float, but you know, I've seen definitely a lot of crews. You know, I got beat by Wisconsin back in college, and they hadn't even rode on the water before the race. You know, they
right, frozen over.
yeah, it was
Tundra.
frozen over into the race season. So
Yeah.
there's definitely something to be said about erging in our sport. You know, obviously I wouldn't erg all the time, but
I just can't imagine seat racing using erg scores.
yeah,
You know, like that whole
yeah,
process of seat racing is so much about flow and about commitment, like a connection with
yeah,
your teammates. And I mean, maybe coaches just have a good sense of that, an intuitive sense of that, you know, going into it when they don't have time on the water, or they go to a tank.
or it
Maybe they
doesn't
do a tank.
matter.
Yeah.
Or they just get lucky. You
Or
know,
they
who
just get
knows?
super lucky. Be like,
Or
I
just
don't know, or just toss it
have
into
a
the
really
dock.
strong crew and just throw them on the water. Whatever happens, happens.
I know. Like, what's that called? Ham and egger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe
Yeah.
they have a tank.
Well, who
You
knows?
know, that'd be fun.
So the ACRA Invitational said the event was introduced last year in 2024. ACRA stands for the American Collegiate Rowing Association. The ACRA Invitational is meant to be a counterpoint to the other 4 marquee varsity collegiate races at the Crew Classic. It's a new manifestation of the heart of the Crew Classic's identity, which is college racing. This event offers small collegiate programs and club teams an opportunity for early season competition before meeting again in May at the ACRA Rowing Championships. So it looks like UCLA, obviously in its first year, set the course record for this with a 6:25. It's not
Very
slow.
nice.
Yeah, too bad they didn't race it back in 2012.
I know they'd be like 6:12 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Some crazy amount. Superhuman.
All right.
Yeah, so we're in our last final events of the day. You have a second ACRA race to look forward to and a Marines exhibition race at the very end of the day. Some blue blades flying there
So
with
it looks like UCLA in lane 1. It looks like in lane 2, University of Delaware
they're
with
going
the open
head to
blades.
head.
Yeah. So again, here's this crew from the East Coast. I don't know how long they've been on the water for, but sticking it to lane 1, UCLA rowing, probably bow to stern on UCLA right now.
Yeah, what I really like about at least the bow 4 of Delaware is they are sitting up, nice and tall, heads are up, eyes are up, nose up.
Yeah. No,
They look like they've been getting to work.
expectations. No, it looks really good. Again, coming into the home stretch here, looks
we go.
like it looks like University of Delaware coming in second place. It looks like lane 1 UCLA. Looks about a length of maybe a length up on University of Delaware. The University
Yeah,
of
we're just
Delaware definitely bringing it up, trying to catch them, but it looks like we're running out of a little bit of space with UCLA. Looks like UCLA is holding on to that first place, crossing the line about a length up here on University of Delaware. University of Delaware definitely rowing really well.
lane 1 across the line.
Yeah,
Lane 2 very close behind.
looks like we have lane 3 coming in here. This is lane 4, University of California, Santa Barbara in third place. Open water over what looks to be lane 6, San Diego State rowing. So finishing third here, University of California, Santa Barbara in lane 4.
Yes, over lane 6. Yeah.
Yep, lane 6 finishing in fourth place. And then Loyola Marymount finishing in lane 5.
And Loyola Marymount, that's a California school
Yeah.
also. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Well represented.
It says Iggy the Lion is their
He
mascot. So
Look.
definitely interesting.
All right. Next up, we're going to welcome these guys across the line and finish up this ACRA Men's Invitational. Nice work. Next up, event number 18 is the ACRA Women's Collegiate 8 Invitational Final.
I don't think there's a.
That's it. Go.
All right. Again, for the women, ACRA, same thing. Looks like we introduced this last year, 2024. It says that last year in 2024, the race ended in a photo finish between the winners, UCSB, and second place, OCC. So hopefully we get some racing like that again this year.
Well, they did do this event in my hometown course in Oak Ridge last year.
Okay.
That's a pretty fast course. It's
Yeah.
really fun. All right, lane 1, the ACRA Women's Collegiate 8 Invitational Final. In lane 1, University of California, Santa Barbara. Lane 2, Loyola Marymount University crew. Lane 3, San Diego State. And lane 4, Arizona State. I haven't seen ASU in here yet.
Yeah.
Mix.
This will be interesting because obviously last year, since they set the course record for the first time, let's see if they set another course record this year.
It doesn't
Second
work like
year.
that.
Come on.
It doesn't.
It does work like that.
Doesn't that work?
Yeah, it does. If their time's
If it's
faster this
faster,
year,
that's
then
true.
it sets
If
it.
it's faster,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're setting records here, setting course records.
All day long. All day long. Yeah.
All
Set a
right.
record or go home.
Yeah.
All right, they're off. They are on the course and
It looks
looking
like lane 1. Yeah, it looks like lane 1, University of California, Santa Barbara out front. Maybe we have a bit of open water here. This might be lane 3 and 4, San Diego State rowing in Arizona. Yeah, we're trying to look at this. That looks like San Diego State right in front of us with the red
with the
striped
red and
blades.
black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
red and
2
black.
is Loyola Marymount.
Yep, Loyola Marymount.
So
Oh, they
there's
have an
Loyola.
LMU
Yep.
jerseys on. Yep.
So white boat and white blades, that's LMU. And it looks like closest to us we have Arizona State. Yeah, and a black boat with the trident on the oars. Sun Devils.
Yeah, the Sun Devils. They get to row year round, you know it.
Oh,
Well, maybe not when it's 120 degrees, but
yeah, I know. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's too hot.
so again, this is the Women's ACRA Invitational, and the ACRA stands for American Collegiate Rowing Association. It's a governing body, one of the governing bodies in the U.S. for college rowing with the NCAA and the IRA, which is the Intercollegiate Rowing Association.
Yeah, and here we got an overview again. Oh, we're going back to the Sun Devils. So again, the Invitational giving these teams a chance to race each other before the season. So
Yeah, they get to take a look at each other, see what's going on, maybe get a little intel on what their coxswain strategies are,
yeah,
you know,
no, just more
what's
experience
in the
in general.
playbook.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was a collegiate athlete. I was grateful. Rutgers at the time was a club sport. So, I'm sorry, a varsity sport. So a lot of the schools that we got to race were a lot of fun. You know, a lot of the experience doing duels and
Right.
3 boat races. So I'm glad these crews get another chance to get a race in the books.
Absolutely.
All right, so again, this overview, lane one, we've got UC Santa Barbara, and then it looks like out here in lane three, San Diego State University. Looks like Loyola Marymount in between. So it looks like San Diego State University right now is in second place. It looks like they have about a little bit of open water over LMU. LMU definitely trying to bring the rate up. Maybe Tara, we can get Tara to do the stroke
Let's
rates
do a
here.
little stroke rate
Let's see what stroke
analysis here.
rates. Yeah. But it looks like this crew, the San Diego State crew, is looking pretty strong coming into the second half of this race.
Solid 34 from this boat from LMU.
Yep, sitting up, nice finish.
Nice quick hands out about too, but not sloppy. Yeah.
Again, as you finish the race, yeah, you want to sit up a little bit more technique, but looks like these boats are definitely making their calls across the halfway line.
So the 2025 ACRA Championships are going to be back in my home course on Oak Ridge, as they were last year.
Bring your banjos.
Well, my mom always tells me the rowers are in town because she goes to church and the Notre Dame girls show up at church. She's like, all these very tall people
Yeah, this
showed
definitely
up.
stand out.
She's like, the rowers are here. Yeah. It's nice.
Uh,
It's fun to live in a big rowing town like that, you know.
Yeah. No, I know traveling on the national team kind of is just like a giant group of tall people kind of walking
Right.
around and
How
like
you all fold up into
locusts.
airplanes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. You're sitting at your gates like wide open, just all these big people just start sitting down.
It's one of my favorite days of the year is Wednesday before the Charles at the airport in Seattle.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All these people folding themselves into the airplane seats,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, looks like UC Santa Barbara definitely has the lead here. It looks like they're out in front all the way out there in lane one. Looks like San Diego State in second here. Again, open water behind, but also open water in front of third place. Looks like we're going to see as we scan forward again towards UC Santa Barbara. UC Santa Barbara coming in the home stretch here. Definitely finishing their strokes again out in front. So a little bit more confidence coming into the finish line here. Looking good, definitely sitting up, nice and clean rowing. As you can see, the rate coming up as they start getting into the home stretch. The buoys turn from normal colors to red, so they know how much they have left. Yeah, there's the operation dock. So
yeah, they're going by at a 36 at this point.
Yeah, you can see that they're bringing the rate up.
All right.
Definitely in the finishing line tents here.
Yeah, they're coming into view right now.
All right, so again, we have lane one. We have UC Santa Barbara. Lane three, we have San Diego State. A little bit of open water in front of, looks like LMU.
All right, as they come into view, cheering on our winners for the Women's Invitational, ACRA Invitational. Lane one, the University of California, Santa Barbara.
Yep, here they come across the line.
Followed by lane 3, San Diego State, from right here in Mission Bay.
Yeah. There you go. So again, crossing the line, UC Santa Barbara. About to cross.
Yeah, in the red shell. Good. There you go.
Yeah, San Diego State rowing in lane 3. And then in third place, we have lane
Number
2,
yeah.
LMU.
Loyola Marymount, and then Arizona. Yeah, finishing strong no matter what the result is just a point of pride in this sport. You never see anybody just like go break down to a paddle at the 750 or the 1,000, you know, they're just like meh.
And like I said, it's experience.
It's
going into the season knowing now.
Now you're banking experience for the rest of the season. Right. All right, that's it for our racing today, except we have now a Marine Corps exhibition race. This is race number 19. This is a combo of the U.S. national team with some Marines. 4 and 4 in each boat. And Lieutenant Colonel Bobbie Sears was here earlier, and she said there's likely that there's somebody in that boat from the Marines who has never rode before and or
Oh
just
boy.
rode once.
Oh goody.
So,
I can't
just
wait.
hang on.
Can't wait to commentate on this race.
Let's just hang on.
Keep it nice. Keep it,
So we want to thank our all of our sponsors of our event this weekend, all our vendors and all of our sponsors and partners that make this possible. There is a lot that goes into making this event possible. Thank you to all those people. And also thanks to all of our volunteers who made today possible. You can actually see them with white t-shirts on all weekend long. You can please thank a volunteer. I actually saw online on Instagram for Crew Classic, there's a San Diego Crew Classic bingo card. And one of the things on the bingo card is to find a volunteer and say thank you. So look for
Yep.
them in white t-shirts, Crew Classic white t-shirts this weekend.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like we have these two boats lining up.
Are they just doing like 500 meters?
Is that 1,000?
1,000
meters.
meters.
1,000
meter
meters.
race. Brilliant.
All right. So this should be interesting.
that a
Definitely a
shark?
barn burner. It's a shark.
But
Shark. No, it's seaweed hanging off the buoy, but close enough.
oh, gotcha. Oh, they bucket rigged it and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say a
What?
little technical here.
What?
These guys are getting a little too intense
Ooh,
about this.
I love that. All right, so what we're looking at is our last event of the day, race number 19, the Marine Corps Exhibition Race. 2/8 made up of national team members with Marines, some of whom may or may not have ever raced or rode before.
Doesn't look too bad. I mean, I don't know. Are they starting this from a dead stop or is this it?
I think they're going.
All right, here we go.
I think they just said ready, set,
Here
go.
we go.
Let's make our Lieutenant Colonel Bobbie Sears proud.
Yeah,
with this.
we should maybe take some stroke rates here, see what
Yeah,
they're
let's
at.
do it. Like 22 maybe.
Oh, I can see her. Yeah. Look, there she is, right there. And you can get the camera to focus a little bit. There you go.
She looks jazzed. Look at that. Look at that person in the stroke seat from the U.S. national team.
I get the
God
feeling.
love ya. He's like, I've never rode 24 before. Oh, they're just.
Oh,
Are they doing a pause drill?
I don't know. Maybe there's an agreement here to go so far.
Yeah,
but
they can't be open water.
they've tried this with us a long time ago. They tried to do a demolition, or an exhibition, but
they haven't started the event apparently.
oh, okay.
Well, we're looking at in that boat that we were just looking at, 4 and 3 seat our national team, and stroke and 7 seat our national team.
Just sprinkle them in there.
Yeah, to give them a chance to follow somebody who's really good.
Yeah.
Right.
No, they tried to do this event with us a while ago, but it was all national teammates, and the coach wanted us to paddle it for the first 1,000 and then race the last 1,000 and make it close. But of course, being athletes and the competitive guys that we were,
right,
we all kind of like pushed each other the first 1,000. And one of the boats just fell out completely out of the back. So it's always kind of funny when you get in those situations where like you think you're in agreement, but you're really not.
Lieutenant General Bobbie Sears, not Lieutenant Colonel. Excuse me.
Hey.
Oh, that's right, because she said when I was a colonel, which was 6 years ago, right? So Lieutenant General Bobbie Sears was here earlier helping commentate, which was so fun to get to know her.
Yeah.
And the work that she's doing. And I can see more Marines are coming around to cheer on their crews.
All right. Looks like we're still lining up here.
I'm just totally screwing it up. It's Lieutenant General Bobbie Shea. I don't know where I got Sears from. You guys are the best. Thank you to everyone helping keep us in line.
It's
here.
Friday.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah.
All right, Lieutenant. I'm gonna say it now perfectly. Lieutenant General Bobbie Shea, amazing, was here earlier.
She's gonna come find you after she's done
know.
racing. She's gonna.
I'm gonna get a demerit or whatever they hand out in the Marines.
I'm sure she's gonna hand out more. No.
I think she's pretty rad. So she seemed pretty rad.
Yeah. Yeah. Really nice. All right. Here we go.
Yes, the Marines are entered the announcers.
Yeah,
so
you're in trouble. That's what I'm
you gotta
saying.
be on your best behavior
Yeah, be
now.
careful. All right, looks like we're unfortunately drifting across the buoy line here, so maybe delaying the start just a little bit. Again, that's the 1,000 meters, so they're gonna just be racing 1,000 meters here, which is still pretty quick. Yeah, I don't want somebody to start with a little bit of a head start here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't want an unfair advantage here. You could throw in a pause drill if they knew what a pause drill was. You know,
I
like
know,
maybe the rule is they
but
have to maintain
that's it.
contact.
I feel like that takes a lot of coordination. You don't want to start throwing those little hiccups in there and stuff. You just
This
kind
is
of
true.
want
Oh,
to get it
oh,
going.
oh! I thought I heard a start horn.
Oh,
All right, here we go. Look
all
at
right, here
them.
we
They look
go.
ready. They look
Everybody's sitting
ready.
ready. Yeah,
This is the Marines exhibition race. We are super excited for these 4 national team members and 4 Marines per boat.
they definitely have enough chase launches. Nothing's gonna go wrong here. Here we go.
I think we're closing it out for the day, so everybody's
Yeah,
going back to the barn.
and they're off.
Here we go.
1,000 meters all out. Well, all out under parentheses.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I think
I'm
the
I'm
name of the
excited.
game here is not catching a crab.
1,
A crab is when your oar gets stuck in the water and unfortunately it drags behind the boat. So it looks like both these boats are trying to keep the rate down a little bit just to
20.
make this
It's at
easier.
29 right now. That's high.
This is like, yeah,
I was gonna say that's
this is a
high.
careful game here. Yeah. Toe the line. Yeah. If you get behind a little bit, yeah, it looks like one boat's bringing the rate up. Trouble.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
5 seat. Pull it
Look at
back.
5. Look at 5.
5 seat. Feather your blade, 5 seat. Feather your blade.
Love it. He's ruined the whole thing on the square. I love him. I love 5 seat.
They're still out in front though, so
Look,
whatever it is, it's working.
somebody's balancing that
Yeah, they're
boat
just
for
telling
5
them,
seat.
telling them not to mess up.
And they're ahead.
Yeah, no. Here, this is gonna be a close rate. 1,000 meters, it's still gonna be close.
He's
It looks
not
like
wasting any energy with feathering.
it looks like this boat that's in lane 2 is biding their time. It looks like they're just sitting there waiting for 4 or 5 seat of the other boat to have a mistake. Oh no, it's definitely crumbling a little bit. Oh, 5 seat, pull it together.
5 seat's got it.
Oh no.
Right. This is hard, you
I
guys.
hope everybody's watching this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is hard. I mean, we all have these kinds of races that we get to support people in.
But
so, you know,
good news
give
here
them some love. Give
Good
them
news
some
here
love.
is, yeah, it looks like both these boats are starting to come back together, so we might see a seat race here.
Well, I think
Yeah.
5 seat is just a little bit out of order, and he just needs to get his game back on. And we support you
Yeah,
fully.
we definitely support you.
And they're actually
But
not losing any speed.
no, I'm not.
Which is
These boats are still staying close to each other, so should be an interesting here. Yeah, we're definitely going to start coming into view as both boats start coming into Crown Point.
hopefully not coming
Yeah,
towards each
hopefully
other.
not running into each other.
Yeah, a little oar clash. I'm here
Yeah.
for it. I'm here for a little oar clash. But I gotta say, I bet that national team member in 4 seat is talking him through it.
I hope so.
I think he's talking him through it.
I
He's like,
hope
"You got
so.
this, buddy. You got this, man. You're good."
All right,
Oh
here we
my.
go. Looks like both crews. Looks like that crew in lane 2 is keeping the same stroke race, sticking with their game plan and trying to stay consistent. Just watching the other boat. Other boat has definitely brought their rate up. Yeah, definitely the other boat's trying to push, but it looks like this boat in lane 2 has definitely got about a seat up here. But home stretch.
I think 5 came out of his foot stretchers. I don't think he's attached
Oh no!
anymore.
Oh no!
I don't think he's attached. He was
All
just.
right.
I think that's the
Home
problem.
stretch, last 250 meters.
I think that's the problem. That's why he's not putting his knees down.
All right,
Oh,
we
you
see.
got
Yeah,
this.
lane 2 steady here.
Cheer him on, everybody.
Here we go, everybody. Here we come. Crowd going crazy.
Yes,
Woo!
crowd goes wild. This is our Marines
This is the Marine exhibition,
and national team. 4 national team, 4 Marines.
and there you have it,
Some
folks.
of whom who have never raced. I'm gonna guess his foot stretchers are
Oh, I
out
don't
because he
know what
reached
to-
down and touched his feet. Yeah. Good job, 5 seat.
There you go.
We got you 5 seat.
Yeah, I definitely know.
Yes, you made
All
it.
right, here we go.
Nice job. All right, everybody, that's it for me and Sam here in the announcers booth.
Thank you,
Nice
Tara.
job. High five. I will be back in the announcers booth on Sunday morning. When are you back?
I will be enjoying myself all weekend, so
You're
I'm just going to
done.
be listening to the beautiful sound of your voice for the rest of the weekend.
Thanks. Well, I'll be in the awards tent tomorrow afternoon if you want to come get a trophy. And then otherwise, I'll be on live with Mr. Shane Farmer for all the championship finals on Sunday morning. So join us back here. Thanks for watching if you're not here in San Diego with us. And I hope you enjoyed Sam and I. And
Yeah, another great day of racing.
go team. Yeah.
Thanks,
Cool.
Tara. All
Thanks.
right. Bye.